Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into tonight's broadcast. Will you stream ProAM? Yes, we're streaming everything tonight. My name is Kellen Brauer, here for Start Your Systems TV, and we're going to try to get this here Las Vegas Open situated tonight. If you guys remember last week, we had some distributed denial of service attacks on the servers, and therefore we had to move a fun race into a different server. We ended up live streaming that bit too, but it was just a fun race. So we're going to try to get the actual race off tonight. And qualifying was opened up earlier this week, but it should be closed now, and we should be getting UID grabs done here in just a second. It's on the hour right now. So if I could get a quick check in chat from any of you guys to know that we are good to go, that would be great. Just gonna look around the stadium. All right, we are good. So everybody's saying we are good in chat, and as I said, we should get a UID grab here. There, 30 seconds is the queue. And so for those of you that might be new to the broadcast tonight, what we are watching right now is the professional, the Pro-Am, and the amateur MX Simulator racers. This is a server which will hold roughly 160 people, and if all goes according to plan, there should be about 102 riders here tonight that will actually be racing. There will be 40 riders in the Pro class, 40 riders in the Pro-Am class, and 22 riders that will just be seated onto the main event gate for the amateur class out of qualifying. And we'll go through the whole bits and whatnot of the schedule in a little bit. But this is basically the premier class of MX Simulator racing in the game that there is, and the premier host is RaceFactoryGaming.com, and they have brought to you this awesome series, the SX Madness series, which should go 5 rounds, given that we can get through all the DDoS stuff, and it seems like we have just been joined by none other than Chris Riesenberg. What's going on, Chris?
I am ready to do some racing, or watch some racing and whatnot. Anyways, hello SYS TV. Nice to see everyone. It's been a while.
Yeah, and hopefully,
I mean, I don't count last week.
Right, fingers crossed that we'll be seeing everybody again next week too. But just a quick check in chat that we can hear Chris and everything is all good. I've been playing with my audio a little bit, so he might be turned down.
Turned down for what?
Oh, Chris, you and Wheels.
And but
Blake
I'm modifying my sound right now, man. My competitor volume's cranked to 8. Yeah, that's not good. All right, there we go. I got that fixed.
All right. Well, looks like UIDs have been grabbed, and they say Chris is good, so that's good to hear. And up first, on about 6:05 local time for me, would be about 8:05 for Chris. We should have Open Pro Heat 1. That'll go 6 laps, and the top 9 will advance to the main. And later on in the program, roughly about an hour from right now, we should get the Open Pro Shootout going, which is 3 laps, and championship bonus points will be awarded. 5 for a win, 2 for second, and 1 for third. And that features the 6 fastest qualifiers out of the Pro class and the 2 winners of the heat race if they did not already make it out of qualifying as the top 6, and that should help them out in their championship hunt trying to win this SX Madness series. But we should have Heat 1 coming up in just a second as we wait to get everything sorted out.
Your audio's ripping, at least for me. I don't know if it's doing it for everyone else on your stream, but at least via TeamSpeak, it's ripping.
Ripping. Not good.
Yeah, cutting in and out pretty gnarly.
Yeah. All right. Looks like we have just had a frame drop, and we should be coming back right now. How's the audio?
Yeah, you sound
now?
Way better now.
Okay.
Way better now.
Yeah, internet might be a little bit shitty tonight, but hopefully we'll be able to keep it going. And we can watch Chris mosey around the track right now too.
Oh, I forgot that I was actually on the track and not in warm up, to be honest. Yeah, I'm super excited about the shootout. The whole reason for that, the reason it was created is basically I want to see the top guys battle without having to worry about, oh, I got a bad start. That's why it's limited riders on the line. is basically get the fastest guys in the game all a good start because there's only a handful of guys in the race, and let them go do battle for a few laps.
Yeah, I think that should be really exciting. And if anything, it could just be kind of like a precursor to the main event. You know, hopefully we'll see the same 6 riders and possibly more riders get up there and battle it out. But like you're saying, get the fastest riders on the track and send them out, see what they can do.
Yeah, for sure. And also, I mean, being that there's a 3-lap kind of dash for cash format, they very well could start some serious drama before the main event even starts.
Yeah. Oh, we like the drama. And I was noticing on the event format, we got 2 LCQs tonight. So that's where all the drama usually is. Hopefully we'll get to see some real diehards going for it out of those last chance qualifiers.
Yeah, I'll probably be in one of them, would be my guess.
Well, you ended up qualifying, what, 3rd Pro-Am class?
Well, I was 3rd Thursday, and I did run 3 races like yesterday and got up, dropped my time by a second, but I ended up 9th, I think, in Pro-Am, or at least that's where I was a half hour ago or so.
Oh, okay, cool. Well,
So, I mean, I'm in the mix time-wise with the class, but who knows how racing's going to go. Obviously, it comes down to a start and staying out of trouble, and my attention span sucks quite a bit, so I lose focus about halfway, and so I'm just figuring I'll probably be in the LCQ. But at least the LCQs are only 4 laps, so that fits my short attention span pretty well.
yeah, we also, I noticed on the schedule, we will have, we'll run 3 main events. The Open Amateur class, that'll be 10 laps. Open Pro-Am, 12 laps, and then the Open Pro class will be 15 laps. Obviously, longer track, so longer lap times. The main event should be pretty similar to a regular 20-lap main event, but still going to take a lot out of these guys to run 15 laps on this behemoth.
Yeah. Looks like we're having a little bit of issues with UID grabs. Wheels is here, thankfully, to make sure everything goes smoothly and get that all fixed up, and we'll be racing soon. We're actually starting the racing portion an hour earlier than scheduled, because we didn't have to run live qualifying tonight since it was open all week after the issues last week. So not really a big deal that it's taking a few extra minutes to get going.
Yeah, we'll just wait it out and see. And to the point of live qualifying, we should, if everything goes according to plan, see that back next week, if I'm not mistaken, right? We will push the schedule, and it'll be round 2 next week, and we'll go 6 o'clock local time for qualifying and 7 o'clock local time for the race, which it's what we would have done last week, but the issues with the perpetrators showed its ugly face.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, ideally, hopefully, we're back on track. We're just pushing everything back a week. We will be back racing Sunday night as long as everything goes smoothly for Lights Night as well. And then, next Thursday we'll be back on like the normal schedule of 6 o'clock qualifying, live qualifying, which I think is awesome. I mean, that's really what separates these events from the rest of the year, and I know people look forward to it for sure.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple OGs in the community a little bit earlier today, and they were kind of pitching a fit, for lack of a better word, about how they qualified so much better on Thursday, and then because of open qualifying this week, they're on the bubble and stuff like that now. So it definitely lends to the OGs, I feel like, a lot more, this qualifying system, because the people that really can just pick up a track quickly are the ones that show through and actually make it into the program and end up being at the top of the field by the end of the night.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it definitely fits me because I don't sit down and play the game other than building stuff. So I'm getting some serious lag spikes. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I am all good with the ping and offset right now.
Yeah, it's on my end for sure.
Okay.
I just wish I knew what it was. The good thing is if my racing goes completely bad tonight, I just get to commentate more, which I thoroughly enjoy. Probably as much or more than racing because I don't have to rage.
Yeah,
Unless somebody does something dumb. Then obviously I get fired up a little bit, but
yeah. Well,
I can release that stress pretty easily with a little banhammer action, which I've already had to get out tonight.
Really?
Like some douchebag decided to say something like "fuck RF, you suck" in chat or something like that before the events even start, and I mean, ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. By the way, to the point of people saying FRF, I want to say kind of a big thank you to a lot of the community for saying such nice and thoughtful things, and I guess kind of coming together for once in the community's history. Last week after the DDoS attacks, a lot of people were kind of on RF's side about it. There's like maybe 2 or 3 people that are like, FRF, good thing they're gone anyway, but most people were like, man, this really sucks. We need to catch these people. And it was really kind of a coming together moment almost.
I know, yeah. Those are rare moments these days in Sim, which I feel like we can bring those back, though, especially with an off-season series like this. It should be low-key and fun. It's no prizing, it's free, and hopefully the environment will just be fun. I know that we've always tried to do that with the FAM series as well, and Blake and I would do those, is try to keep it a little more relaxed, and even the limited qualifying usually, I believe, helps with that, because you don't devote so much time during the weekend to it.
Right.
So when your race goes bad, it's not like you've been trying like for 4 days of just nonstop practice.
All right, we just got a restart, and you guys are still on the line, so perhaps that was the UID grab?
It was. They said 20 seconds UID grab, and there's the list of UIDs.
Yeah. A lot of people here tonight, so that's good. Turnout was still really strong.
Yeah, holy crap, I'm looking at all the UIDs grab. That's nuts.
Yeah, that's a lot of people. Obviously, 3 classes in one night, you'll probably get a substantial amount of people in the server for the time, but it looks like we got a lot of people getting ready to get lined up and race tonight too, which should be fun.
Yeah, that's awesome. Man, I appreciate the support of the community, and to your point, just the patience of, yeah, we had to reschedule it, things didn't go as planned, and no one really complained. Obviously, there's people that are like, man, this kind of sucks, but they weren't complaining to us. They were just like, man, this not having the short qualifying sucks.
Yeah, and then there's like maybe 1 or 2 odd people that complained about not being able to make it back in time tonight, as if like 6 o'clock was going to be too early for them, which I found a little interesting, but I suppose.
Yeah, I mean, I guess with the qualifying format the way that it was, you could potentially show up at like 6:30 and still get the track in, or get the password in and go run some laps.
Right.
But
well, at least we got the turnout that we did, and it looks like heats have been built for the pro class. Pro Heat 1 coming up. Shipley Smith, Honeywell Seabolt, Yannick Mueller, Whelan Mitchell, Rogers, Lana Heather, Landry, Blakely, Berg, Rose, Gebhardt, Branson, Cross, Parks, and Frzaka all in that one.
Oh, my boy Frzaka, I'm calling him for a freaking outside hole shot, judging by the fact he's at the bottom of the list. I'm guessing he's going to be on the outside.
Yeah.
But
boy, just taking a look at that list real quick, it looked like the second heat was super stacked. Had Mullins, Fresquez, Burkeen, Jeremy Smith, I think, in there. Brady Stanley.
Yeah, and also with the format, no semis. So, I mean, you only have really 2 chances, and you definitely don't want to be in an LCQ because 4 laps and 4 to go to the main. That's not really a fun spot to be in. So these guys, they have to realize that top 9 is what they need. And
user was moved out of your channel.
Oh, Chris gets moved out of the channel. Well, to build off of Chris's point, it's good in part for the lights class riders that are the regular 250F riders to be in this format because they're used to it already anyway. They would have the heat race with 9 going to the main event and then only the LCQ to get through if they didn't make it out of the heat, whereas the 450 class riders during the regular Supercross season that we run on racefactorgaming.com, they would have a heat race, a semi, and an LCQ to make it through. Obviously, less people go through in those heats and semis, but you get basically 3 gate drops to try to get a good start and run up front and make it through. So it could be beneficial tonight to the 250 class riders because they're used to this format a little bit, as Chris is joining us again.
Yeah, just an update. The ProAM Heats were set to be 5 laps. And we're actually going to run 6 laps tonight, partially because that's what they're set up for as the scripts, but plus with us getting an early start on it, it really doesn't hurt anything time-wise.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, for my short attention span that we just talked about, that sucks for me. But
I have faith in you, Chris. I think you'll be able to get through just fine.
We're about to go racing. I'm super excited right now.
All that work, all the time put into this series, and hopefully we're about to see the fruits of that work being paid off.
And I'm right. Frazaka's pretty far to the outside. Interesting, not a completely full gate. I wonder if there was not 40 riders that showed up for this pro class.
Well, it could have happened. I mean, we did talk about how it being pushed back a week might cause some people to miss the event tonight, but we did see
Early
quite a few
lead.
people.
Bryce Whelan just passes up Smith. Smith gets put high in the
Oh.
berm by Clement Lana, and there's a bunch of riders down.
Bryce Wheeling out front and gone right now.
Yeah, he's probably wondering where everyone went. He nails the quad into the turn. Is he going to get stopped? He does not, and he blows it. Now Jeremy Shipley going to get into the lead.
Oh, Wheelan went down too, so Shipley and Mitchell and Smith, Siebold, they're all getting by. I'm going to have to turn my game sound up. I'll do that right now.
Yannick Mueller rounds out the top 5 right now with Tanner Rogers giving chase. So Shipley going to set out and try to take off with the lead. Mitchell in seconds, up in the bales, saves it though.
It's crazy to see those guys taking that line, going outside and tripling onto the table. That's a tough line to get. But they're all
I'm glad
doing
you're
it
saying
smooth.
that, not just me, because I suck at those usually. But Jeremy Smith going to look inside here. They're going to split rhythms. He's going to try to go into the number 2 spot, gets off to the side of the track, gets back on, but now he's going to land on this over-under, which is sketchy to say the least, and lose the spot to Siebold.
And you got Tanner Rogers breathing down his neck, and Yannick Mueller just jumping off the track back there. We've got a 3-rider battle going down for second. As Smith goes back after Siebold, with Rogers bringing up the rear. I'd say that is third. I apologize. They are right on Colton Mitchell, though, so it is partially a battle for second. Man, these guys make it look so smooth. As Siebold makes a big mistake, he's going to go long at the end of the rhythm section and lose a spot to just Rogers in the end. So Smith gets back into the 3 spot. So he's going to try to hunt down Mr. Colton Mitchell.
Yeah, already seeing a lot of action with that quad into the corner. It's right into the turn, and you're carrying a lot of speed.
Yeah,
Difficult to get stopped if you don't time it just perfect.
it seems like a lot of these guys are already trying to push the boundaries of the track, maybe with the lines that they're taking. As Mitchell goes up and over the berm before the whoop section, he goes down, and he's going to lose 3, 4 spots, 5, yeah, including Whelan going by.
The battle for third was heating up. Rogers misses the triple into the rhythm though. A lot of mistakes already coming out from these guys. I figured with as much time on the track as they have, and it's not the most difficult track in the world, that they would be maybe a little bit more dialed in. But Tanner Rogers trying to close in on Jeremy Siebold for that 3rd spot.
He's got Yannick Mueller right behind him too, so it's kind of a 3-way battle again for that 3rd spot.
We're on lap 3 of this 6-lap race. It's going to go by pretty quickly with the speed that these guys are running. Shipley out front laying down a 1:14 lap time. That's comparable to some of the fast qualifying times. They did dip into the 13s, but a 14 is really fast on this track.
Oh, big mistake from Rogers, and Mueller nails the quad down the inside and gets it halted for the corner. But he's going to jump off the track, and there goes Rogers right back by.
Take a peek back at the last transfer spot being held right now by Chase Blakely. Fred Heather not too far behind on the number 13 as he stands it up in the berm. He's got about 2 seconds and a handful of laps, so he's definitely not out of this thing yet.
He's bringing Walter Gebhardt and Baney Landry with him.
Wow. Whelan, Mueller, Lana, and Blakely actually are all...
Connection lost.
Whoops.
Connected.
Well, it looks like my internet's going to be a pile of garbage tonight.
Oh, here, I've been talking this whole time. I didn't realize that you were having issues even. I just thought you were letting me carry this thing.
No, I just got timed out from the server. But I am back, and it should be up and going again. So I'll just let everybody know to refresh, because that's all I can do when my internet sucks a giant chode. anybody that lives in the Southern California area, never ever go with Cox Communications. They are the worst.
Where the hell's Henners at when we need him?
Right?
Jeremy Shipley continuing to lead this thing. Jeremy Smith running solid in the 2 spot. Thibault 3rd. Rogers 4th. Fulton Mitchell 5th. I'm kind of flipping through here trying to find a good battle. Wheeling goes long on the triple, but he still lands it riding in 6th with Yannick Mueller right on him. Lana in 8th is right there, and then Blakely comes through in 9th. Fred Heather still giving chase, and Salty Walty Gebhardt is running in 11th right there as well.
Whoa, looks like the top 5 has broken away a little bit. As Mitchell and Whelan, Mueller, and Lana all in a little bit of a tow right here. We're so used to seeing these races go by so fast that this race is kind of feeling like it's taking a little bit more time for these guys. Whoa, Mueller off the track at the end of the long rhythm, and Whelan having the same issue as some of those other guys going off the track before the Supercross triple. So just to reset things, Shipley's coming to the white flag over Smith, Seabolt, Rogers inside of the top 4. Then Mitchell now back to 5th with Whelan 6th. Lana 7th, Mueller 8th, and Chase Blakely has Fred Heather all over his back door for the 9 spot. That is the last transfer spot, and Gebhardt's trying to come with him. Heather down the inside, gonna land on the inside. Oh, Gebhardt slides underneath, and they're gonna go bar to bar.
And they get together.
Oh, and that is...
So Heather actually takes 9th over as Lana was down in the turn.
And Heather's gonna try to get 8th away from Blakely as they check each other in the timing section. Heather almost over the bars to the line, and he takes over 8th, so now Lana's gonna have to try to get around Blakely, who just got Heather back.
And it's white flag lap. This is going to get good. Lana going to go around the outside, get a run, not able to triple in.
Heather didn't even
not
use the
able to
berm.
triple out.
And he still got the triple in.
So Lana's got a little bit of time to make up about 2.2 seconds. He's going to get the 3 on, but not going to be able to get that quad. He has to check up now.
Oh, Heather down the inside puts Blakely on the ground. That wasn't even for a transfer. Oh, wow.
Merry Christmas to Clement Lana.
Meanwhile, up front, it is Jeremy Shipley with the heat race win here. Heat 1 of the Open Pro class. Smith gets 2nd, Seabolt 3rd. Rogers has Mitchell on his back door, and then Whelan, Mueller, Heather, and Lana for the time being.
They're across. Whelan's across. Looks like this thing's all but decided as long as Lana does not make a mistake or Heather down this last rhythm that causes them to go down. They should be good to go.
So Lana got 8th and Heather gets 9th, and Chase Blakely is going to be fuming with Fred Heather. Wow.
Yeah. I see Dade Honeywell is actually battling to the line for the 11th spot, so he's going to be in that LCQ along with Blakely, Gebhardt, Benny Landry, who actually won our fun race that we had here last week in replacement of the actual race, with a pretty dominating performance then.
Right.
And Kevin Ferzaka going to find his way to the ground, but eventually he'll probably end up in that LCQ along with Ethan Parks, Cody Branson, Jake Rose, Crossweeze McGeeman. I'm guessing that's a fake name. Brandon Berg as well.
Crossweeze McGeeman is Zoa Cross for sure. Wow, interesting opening heat race here. And apologies to everybody that had the server drop on them, or I'm sorry, the stream drop on them for just a moment there. We may have that happening intermittently tonight, but we'll have the broadcast up tomorrow morning, and everything that you don't see on the live broadcast, you can watch back on our YouTube channel tomorrow morning. Because we don't miss a beat, we don't go off the air. Just the stream likes to time out. All right, On to Open Pro Heat number 2, and as I mentioned earlier, I felt like this one was going to be a little bit more stacked, featuring some of the guys we would have expected to be top-level contenders, like Tyson Fresquez, like Jesse Mullins, Brady Stanley.
For anyone new to the stream, new to racing, the heats are based off of qualifying times, so it's not like it was just an unlucky draw. It just happened to be, I guess, the way that they qualified. Maybe some unexpected guys got in the mix in between and put all these heavy hitters, or well-known names at least, into heat number 2 together.
Very true, and it's probably more likely that we're going to see some of these guys that show up and really rip some of the off-season races shine through tonight, like a Jeremy Shipley, for example, who is one of the better players of all time. But during the seasons lately, he hasn't gotten it going in Supercross or Motocross, but has won an Australian Supercross championship of late and does really well during the off-season, and there he goes, just winning that first heat race. So we could see some different players coming to the front tonight to change up the complexion of the race that we would expect to see. But here we go. Heat 2 is on the line. JLV is walking off the track, and these guys are set to go here in Las Vegas.
The gate is down. Out of the gate. Let's look and see. Down the straight, looks like Fresquez is going to grab it. If he can get turned, he cannot. Burkeen and now takes the lead. Jesse Mullins, I believe, is in the mix as well. Yes, he is.
Fresquez gets going back in second, and then there's someone carwheeling across the track, and some riders able to get through. Fresquez ahead of Tyler Lewis there on the 46. But it's Burkeen leading the way on his Tagger Designs machine. Smooth as butter, Matt Burkeen's forte, and he's going to try to take that away with him at the front of the field, but he's got the defending Supercross champion giving him a run. Craziness going on behind all that, but we'll sort it out after these opening few laps get settled in. This battle for the lead already starting to heat up a little bit, with Fresquez really scrubbing down that triple. I'm interested to see these different lines that these guys are all taking.
Oh, Fresquez was just going huge out of that rhythm.
Yeah, quadding all the way off of the top of the over-under bridge. And he's right on the heels of Matt Burkeen, and he scrubs down that double.
Wow, was that Hillary's email scrubber? Because he just scrubbed that thing.
The Czech puns are back.
Ooh, Fresquez was showing a wheel up the inside there. A lot of trust in Burkeen not to hang up in that corner, or they would have got together.
Oh,
and
Fresquez.
getting that triple on, that thing's tough.
Yeah.
As Fresquez just showed, he's one of the best in the game, and he's struggled to get up on that thing.
Didn't lose too much time, still able to get the on-off and quad out, but Burkeen able to stretch out his lead just a bit. They are dropping last year's 250 East champion Tyler Schmidt in a hurry. Brady Stanley also up in there with Andre Santos, the fast rider out of Portugal. Jack Haley, Jared Seidhoff, your recent 250 outdoor champion, and then your recent 450 outdoor champion Jesse Mullins right behind him. So this is what my point was about how stacked this heat is. We've got some real talent going further back, as it looks like Stanley and Schmidt just got together. So Santos now into the 3 ride as Fresquez getting all kinds of frisky coming to the line. Right on Matt Burkeen's heels once again.
I expect Tyson to really excel in this outside section. He's one of the best flat track riders I've ever seen. And he's actually using the berm there instead of flat tracking, surprisingly.
These guys have gotten unreal in the game at corner speed of lately, and putting the front tire exactly where it needs to be and pushing down on it to get the traction.
Tyson actually scrubs the quad out, still over jumps it, but doesn't really lose any time into the turn.
I'm amazed at how low to the ground during some of these jumps that Fresquez is able to stay. I don't even think he got more than a couple feet above the tabletop that he was quadding over in the middle of that rhythm section. That's why he had to scrub so hard out of the rhythm, or else he was going to just jump right out of the stadium.
He's got a line up the inside on Burkeen. Burkeen going to shut the doors. He's flying through the air.
And Fresquez is really going after him again. Burkeen doing the best he can to hold him off, but Fresquez has this line where he triples in And then off the top, he quads way down almost onto the
Looks
back
like it
wheel of
works out
Burkeen.
pretty evenly, as Burkeen's actually doing a quad in the middle as well, but off of a lower lip.
Oh, Burkeen sideways, and he goes down, and Fresquez just squeaks by him, but jumps almost off the track. So Burkeen's going to try to get up, and he will get up long before this man. Jack Haley comes across the line in third. Mullins, Santos, Stanley, Schmidt all in tow right behind him. As
User left your channel.
Oh, Stanley just shuts the door on Santos as Checkers leaves the channel once again, and Santos giving chase. Of course, Checkers will be in the Pro-Am division here coming up in just a second. We'll see those heat races in a moment as Stanley has a little bit of an issue, but gets going ahead of Santos, and it allows a 2-for-1 pass. Tyler Schmidt, he just went to Payless Shoe Store and got a BOGO, buy one, get one free. As Stanley got back on the bike in the wrong direction in front of Santos, so he'll get cuts for that. It won't help him any bit, but it unfortunately got Santos to lose 2 spots there, basically. He would have gotten Stanley. Oh, and Stanley a big case there now, so it's not even going to matter. Santos will get by him as Mullins continues to go after, Jack Haley for the 3 spot. Mullins trying to close down in on him. Oh, almost into his back tire and nudges him out of the way. Jack Haley almost jumps off the track. Now Mullins has a long ways to go to get to this man, Matt Burkeen, who in his own right is actually closing back up onto Tyson Fresquez a little bit. There's Fresquez again staying so low to the ground on that quad. We got Mullins running back in the 3 spot. Haley coming through in the 4 spot. Santos running 5th with Stanley trying to get by him in 6th. Devin Davis inside of a transfer spot as he battles it out right now with Tyler Schmidt. 7th and 8th going at it. Davis back to 8th, and your recent 250 outdoor champion Jared Seidhoff just picking up this verbmoto.com ride this week is in the final transfer spot. He's got to watch out for Craig Richards, rider out of Australia, trying to close down on him. Those of you just joining us here on Start Your Systems TV, this is the opening round for the 2016 Race Factory Gaming Supercross Madness Series, a 5-round series where we are opening it up at Las Vegas. These are all custom tracks made by the likes of Stephen Barrington, Chris Riesenberg, Kyle Watts, and the others. And next week we should, given there are no more DDoS problems, be heading to Glendale at University of Phoenix Stadium, Arizona for the Arizona Classic. And that will be round 2, and then round 3 at Daytona the week after that. So traveling across the USA to some of the more iconic Supercross venues for this series as Seidhoff pushes Devin Davis off the track. Now Davis going to come back after him, and Seidhoff with the karma as he goes down. This is all for the final transfer spot right now. Tyler Schmidt holds it. Seidhoff is going to try to go get it back. Schmidt right on the edge of the track, and he's going to quad in right behind Devin Davis and Craig Richards, who are going at it, and Davis with an unorthodox line are going to go almost 3 wide off the Supercross triple on the last lap, and Schmidt down the inside puts Richards on the deck. Richards just gets absolutely cleaned, and that's going to allow Seidhoff into the final transfer spot. Meanwhile, up front, Tyson Fresquez takes the win. Jack Haley behind Matt Burkeen. Santos, Stanley, Mullins all going through. Davis trying to hold on with Schmidt, and Seidhoff in tow. It's kind of a slow race right now as Davis really hanging on with Schmidt closing in, and Seidhoff's going to take a different line. Davis going to double and then jump to the top, and Schmidt's going to try to beat him to the line. They almost all get together, but eventually they make it. Seidhoff in the final transfer spot. Richards, just like Chase Blakely, probably fuming over getting taken out for what was not a transfer spot at the time. Wow. That was insane. So I apologize that we just had some frame skips there. That's my internet taking a poo-poo again. Wow. All right, so that was the end of heat number 2 for the open class, where Tyson Fresquez won. If you guys will give me just a quick second, we're gonna take a short, very, very short commercial break. We'll be back on the other side of this. We will not go off the air, so don't worry about that, but hang tight. All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here at the Las Vegas Supercross Open, round 1 of the 2016 RaceFactorGaming.com SX Madness Series. And coming up right now, we have the opening heat race for the Pro-Am division. This one was supposed to go 5 laps, but if you remember, as Checkers told us, it will actually go 6 laps, and the top 9 transfer to the main as the gate is down for these guys. It's a land rush, and speaking of Checkers, and Michael Wheeler puts him on the ground, so Wheels, the event host for the night, gonna come out with the lead. RaceFactorGaming.com president takes out his esteemed track builder at RaceFactorGaming.com, Chris Riesenberg, to get the whole shot. So hopefully our lag issues are subsiding. We ran into a couple internet issues, but there's only so much I can do about that. So Wheels leading the way from Doyon, holding down the 2 spot. Santino with Cimaroc getting a little out of shape behind him and just making an awesome section right there. He's got Jason Soul and Santino getting going again. Atkinson, Lane Burks. Austin Eklund getting passed by Mikhail Ming Woodley. Ricky Williams, Patrick H. Stewart from System Decal. Oh, we're gonna get past Ricky Williams there, who just went down. Logan Leitzel, Justin Smedley, and Riesenberg back here. And Blake Scheinman. Ricky Williams, Taylor Davis, Gunnar Barbie, Eric Martin, and that's all the runners that started this one. So just kind of giving a quick look through the field as Wheels continues to lead. How about it from Michael Wheeler, Race Factor Gaming's own? At one point held the number 20 national number in this game, but not so good these days as he is now in the Pro-Am division and getting passed for the race lead by Phil Doyon. And getting taken out. Oh man, Jason Soul, I don't know if you know who you're playing with there, buddy. Not the kind of guy you want to be taken out when the president and the race host is in front of you. But yes, that's what we're seeing tonight. A lot of these guys going for the takeout, not really going for just clean upright passes. They're just coming straight across the track and going for good hard takeouts. Speaking of Jason Soul, though, how about this? He's going for the lead right now. Trying to get around Doyon. Doyon has the inside line, and Soul makes a little mistake there. Yeah, a lot of people saying so many KTMs. Well, what happens in MX Simulator is everybody figures out what the fastest dyno in-game is, and most people seem to believe that the 2016 KTM dyno is the best dyno available. And if I do not have their skins, then it defaults to the dyno that they're running. Their skins would normally overlay that dyno, and we'd see something different. Like Kale Simrock here on the Moto Chasing Suzuki, but he's probably on a KTM underneath all that. Trying to go for it in the rhythm sections. See if we can't find ourselves a little battle. Here we go. We got Lane Burks with Jeremy Atkinson right behind Chris Santino. And now Austin Eklund kind of getting in the mix a little bit too. And then Michael Wheeler, who was up there leading, he's going backwards in a hurry. As all these guys just on the verge, it looks like Scheiman's going to go into the final transfer spot right now. Around Ming Woodley, who just went down. And now Kale Simrock takes over the race lead, so Jason Soul is gone and done and bloated. So we got two number 144s out front right now, looks like. Doyon and Simrock. Hashtag, who is the real 144? Now Santino bringing that battle he was in with Austin Eklund towards the front. Eklund ripping the triple in and down the inside. Nice, good block pass. And better on Santino to realize he was there, check up and not get cleaned. So Jason Soul, who was leading the race, he's now gone back to the 5 spot. And Michael Wheeler's right behind him, so if Wheels recognizes who's in front of him, we could have an interesting little moment coming up here. It looks like Austin Eklund was down, and yes, he was. He's just getting going. He was on the other side of that berm there. Jason Soul getting away from Wheels. I'm surprised Soul in this amateur class getting that triple on, but obviously not doing it clean, and then gets going the wrong direction and completely across the track. A very illegal track re-entry there, but fortunately did not take anybody out, or else he would have been suspended. Did do it right in front of Wheels though. And going back to 2015 for a moment, when Hunter Root was suspended for round 4 of the national championship for going backwards on the second corner of the track, in the middle of the track. The person that he went backwards and ran into was Michael Wheeler. Yeah, that didn't go over so well now, did it, Hunter? How about Simrock, though? Just smooth and steady at the front, pulling away from Doyon. People in chat are saying it's more about the rider than the dyno. Well, you can say that all you want, but when most of the pros are on the same dyno, I'm pretty sure a lot of them feel that the same one is the best one. Anywho, coming to the white flag this time by, and Simrock just kind of cruising right now. Santino, Atkinson, and Soul. Williams has Wheeler right behind him, so these guys are still in transfer spots. And Wheels with a great line. Gonna get block passed again, though, by Williams. There's a couple of kind of OGs, old people going at it. Wheels down, and Ming Woodley is gonna get through. As will Eklund, and Wheels gets going ahead of Blake Scheiman, who I believe possesses the final transfer spot right now. He might not possess it for long. Oh, and he actually doesn't. Wheels does. So Wheels in the final transfer spot. And looking smooth. So as long as he can stay on 2 wheels, he should be good to go. Back up front, all Cimaroc is leading the way here, making Moto Chasing look so fancy. I'm sure he'll get a pay raise from his team boss, Chase Donovan, after this win. Atkinson still trying to hold off Jason Soul, who's just ripping around these corners and again going for the triple onto the table. Gonna get it just fine as Santino went down on the inside, and we'll head back up front as Cimaroc is down in the last straightaway, and Phil Doyon is gonna come through and take the win here. So Doyon into the main event with a win. Cimaroc just missing out on the win there. Santino also going through. The first 250F that we've seen, Jason Soul. Jeremy Atkinson also on a 250F. Ricky Williams gonna just make it home smoothly. Austin Eklund has Michael Wheeler chasing him to the line. And Eklund just beats him out. And Michael Ming Woodley, Motion Motorsport, should get that final transfer spot, and he does. So Lane Burks, Logan Leitzel, Blake Scheinman, Patrick H. Stewart, Gunnar Barbie, Chris Riesenberg, Justin Smedley, Taylor Davis, Eric Martin. And that is it. All those guys 10th on back, not going through to the main event tonight. They will have to try to make it out of the last chance qualifier. But it was Doyon coming through with the win over Cimaroc and Santino out of this one, and the runners at the top of your screen going across right now, they did not transfer through. Only the top 9 go, so we'll have heat number 2 coming up, and then that Open Pro Shootout that we were talking about. And Chris Riesenberg did not make it through to the main event like we were talking about with him earlier, so he's going to go into that LCQ. Question in chat has been asked repeatedly, what are my thoughts on the 2017 SX tracks? If you go to supercrosslive.com and click on 2017 tracks, you can see all of the tracks except Daytona. The maps have now been released. And I'm dropping frames like a mofo right now, so hang tight for just a second.
User joined your channel.
I'm back.
And Chris Riesenberg joining us in chat again.
Hello, hello.
Currently dropping frames like crazy right now. Is my microphone
Yeah,
laggy?
that sounds pretty terrible.
Does it?
Off and on.
Awesome. Well, if I disconnect, I apologize. Looks like the stream is trying to come back. It's trying so hard to come back. As the server just restarts to get the next race going.
Heat number 2.
Yeah.
It's Supercross Madness.
Can't tell if the stream is up or not. But we're about to go racing here in Heat 2 of the Pro-Am class.
Oh shoot, I forgot to save the demo.
And good thing I was looking at Tyler Fry on the start, because he almost ripped the whole shot.
Ty
Instead,
Smith.
just hanging on to it, it's Jack Zars and Ty Smith, like you mentioned, but he gets into Jack Zars as we've got number 44 going flipping across the track backwards. Stream should be back now. So let me tell everybody to refresh. Gonna have to do that all night long, I think. As Ty Smith leads away from Tyler Fry, Travis Hoffman also in this with Braden Carter, Tyler Swigard, Braden L, Tim Althouse, Matthias Janis. Kind of surprised to see Janis here. Janis is actually pretty fast. Austin Bear, Carson Tickle, Brock Tickle's younger brother, Justin Karen, Chris Schmeider, Chris Channing, Brandon Cummings, Caleb Stillman, Jack Zars, Francisco De La Paz, Jesse Wildman, and we had 19 runners start this one. And leading them across the first lap, Ty Smith. Just ahead of Tyler Fry. Fry is trying to go after Ty Smith here for the lead. But Smith holding on for now. Back here, the battle for third raging on between Braden Carter and Carson Tickle. Oh, Tickle coming up a little short on the quad out. Tim Althouse, he's down with Matthias Janis, and they're in a precarious position there.
Yeah, it's a good thing Tickle has plenty of money to buy good suspension. Otherwise, he would have been done coming up short on that jump.
Austin Bear went around that Janis Althouse pileup and comes out ahead of them. But right now, it's Jack Zars going bar to bar over the triple with Chris Schmeider right behind Althouse. And
That
Althouse,
was some dualies.
Althouse gets put to the ground. I'll take a swig of beer in just a second for the dualies.
Brr.
Burr. Battle for the lead still going hot right now. Ty Smith and Tyler Fry.
Tyler Fry gonna look up the inside. Gives him room.
Very, very nice riding out of both of these riders, and Smith able to hang on, and Fry turned on a dime and left a nickel change and then went right into the bales.
A little too tight, don't fit. Use some spit. No harm, no foul, though. These guys have a nice gap over third place, an 11-second lead over Braden Carter.
So it looks like Fry is going to try to regroup himself here and go after Mr. Ty Smith for the lead. Trying to look back and see if we got any other battles going on. Austin Bear still has Matthias Janis right behind him. Entering
And it's
the
on
long
that
rhythm.
250.
Yeah, we saw a couple 250s out of that first heat race.
Oh, a little case by Bear. Janice not able to capitalize yet.
Bear able to squeak out just a little bit, but now Janis gets that corner real smooth. They've got Matthew Parise right behind them. And Brandon Cummings.
He's Cummings to the front of the pack. Tyler Swigard right now running in 10th. He needs another spot, but plenty of time to do it, especially in this unpredictable Pro-Am class. A lot of mix of talent, experience, speeds, and Cummings
Yeah. Cummings just
coming to
went
the back
down.
of the pack.
So Swigard into the final transfer spot. This battle's still raging as Austin Bear has been passed by Janis, but Matthew Parise is closing in.
The leader's already starting to catch up at least into a little bit of lap traffic at the front of the pack.
Woo! Austin Bear, OJ's the double in the back and almost just went whiskey throttle off the track after that. He's trying to hold that Action Motorsports underneath of him.
Somebody say whiskey?
And it looks like Parise is going to get a run at him on the on-offs and then gets the quad out a little short and over the bars.
Oh, man.
So here comes Brandon Cummings. And Swigard. Oh,
that track
Track
re-entry.
re-entry was brutal. Oh, man. Now Swigard just got passed by Chris Channing, who came from pretty far back, and that is Parise on the ground.
Yeah, he tried to rush that one again. Tried to get in there really aggressive where he didn't have room. Panicking a little bit, I guess. Now he's found himself outside of a transfer spot. Now he's got to move back forward. He's going to have to calm himself back down. Try to go after Chris Channing, who runs in the 9 spot. Tyler Swigard separates them right now as they go over the triple. And Channing actually doesn't jump it, but doesn't really lose any time as Swigard comes up short. But Channing on some thin ice right now. Things are starting to heat up. That ice is starting to melt away. He might fall through into the lake, ladies and gentlemen. Can he qualify is the question.
2 laps to go, and he's trying to hold off Swigard. He's actually closing up again on Brandon Cummings a little bit.
Check out the front of the field. We have a battle for the lead. Tyler Fry has taken the spot from Ty Smith, but Ty Smith trying to get it back, and Braden Carter right there as well.
Yeah, coming to the white flag here. See the line that Ty Smith is taking. It would be faster if he could quad, but he's going to get by Fry anyway. Went off the track, and Braden Carter gets the spot too. So Carter could come from third and win this thing here on the last lap. Get the flat track back down into the stadium, and Braden Carter with a smooth move down the inside just outbraked him.
Great move by Braden Carter. I think caught Smith by surprise.
So will Smith go back after him?
Battling hard for this heat race win on the last lap. Holy crap, Braden Carter going to go quad.
Wow.
He's going bigger than Rosie O'Donnell out there. What's this heat race win on the number 972 machine?
Almost went off the track. He was going so fast through that section. And
Luke, I'll answer your question after this.
User in your channel timed out.
So right now we are just watching
Connected.
Ty Smith as I finally connect back.
Hey, he's back, and he
He's
probably
back.
missed one of my best puns of the night, which is really unfortunate. I got all hyped up over Braden Carter going over for the big quad as he takes the heat race win on the number 972.
Barely.
Ty Smith going to come across in second. Tyler Fry in third. Jack Zars currently runs fourth all by himself, so I think he'll have that spot even though he's laying on the ground right now.
Yeah, all by himself is an understatement. Fry's already over the line, and Carson
Our ninth place rider is on the ground, though. That's Austin Bear, and this is a last lap, last transfer spot battle. He's going to lose the spot right now. Chris Channing takes it from Austin Bear currently.
Oh, my internet is dog's dinner.
This is a high quality stream we got going on right here, but high quality is this battle for the last transfer. Austin Bear shuts the door too hard, goes through the bale. Swigert going to jump over him. Bear cuts back in on him. Now he's going to go off track though.
Woo! Keeps it on to
Pulls it.
wraps on the triple.
I mean, this is definitely going to come down to cuts though. These guys making a lot of mistakes off the track. How many timing hits did they miss? Bear does not get this triple. Swigert goes for it. Swigert charging hard, trying to close the gap and rely on cuts.
Makes it, but yeah, cuts could be a factor. 1.4 at the line.
Is the Bear going to get caught in the trap is the question. Travis Hoffman going to be in that LCQ. Matthew Perez also going to be headed to the LCQ. Caleb Stillman, Tim Altus, Braden Ale, Justin Karen, Francisco de la Paz, Chris Schmider, Jesse Wildman. They're all headed to the LCQ as well. We're going to wait for cuts to come in here to see about this last transferred.
It's highly annoying that last week my internet ran fine the whole broadcast. And tonight it's been dog's dinner.
It's a real bummer. It is round one of the SX Madness series.
All right, just waiting on cuts, and then after this, should have that Open Pro Shootout coming up. 3 laps with the, I don't know, did anybody make it out of the heat?
Shipley and who was the second heat winner?
Would have been Burkeen.
I think Burkeen was already in, and I'm not sure about Shipley. I'm going to look at the times right now. Our top 6 qualifiers are Tyson Fresquez, Jeremy Shipley, Matt Burkeen, Jeremy Smith, Jesse Mullins, and Dade Honeywell. Honeywell, did he even make the main event?
No.
So Honeywell's not even in the main yet, but he is in the Open Pro Shootout, so he might need every point right now. And I'm actually going to go make sure that they're not having any issues picking these riders for this real quick. I'll be right back.
User
All right,
left your
Chris going to
channel.
go make sure those guys are all good to go, and we'll just wait it out here for this Open Pro Shootout. Yeah, my internet sucks. We've had Cox because we're kind of forced to where I live for a while, and it sucks. And it's funny because Cox Communications always praises themselves basically for being the best gaming internet network. Wrong. It's terrible. See if they are getting those guys picked out or not. And we'll go ahead and go to the above the stadium view. If I can get it. This will work. All right. Up next, Open Pro Shootout. That'll be 3 laps. The winner gets 5 points more towards the championship. Second place gets 2 points, and third place gets an extra point. So theoretically, if the winner of the shootout can win the shootout and then go on to win the main event, they get 30 points tonight, which would be a gigantic points haul.
Connection lost.
And I've lost connection again. What else is new? Cox Communications, screw you. Waiting for the...
Connected.
Oh, there we go. Internet's just coming back. Yay, it's so glorious. How my internet can be so terrible for so long. My internet keeps on crapping itself. Gonna keep on crapping all night long. Crap, crappy like crappily doody doo crap. Crappity crap 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 crappity crap 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 crappity crap.
User joined your channel.
And
All right.
Chris is back while my internet keeps taking a dump.
Oh, not now, because this is the Open Pro Shootout. 6 riders, 3 laps. The gate is down and they are off. Down to turn number 1. Fresquez has a good jump. He's got Burkeen on the outside. He's going to drift a little wide. Burkeen gets hit from the rear. Shipley looking inside on Fresquez.
Fresquez, Shipley, Burkeen, the top 3 in the shootout right now.
Oh, Smith puts Dade Honeywell on the ground already, so Honeywell almost eliminated from this thing, basically. Top 3 guys get points. 5 points, 2 points, and 1 point, I believe is what I did. It might be 5-3-1. I can't remember off the top of my head. Fresquez with the early lead, but he's got Jeremy Shipley right behind him. It's like a flashback to like 3 years ago, 4 years ago. These guys were battling for Supercross titles, and now Dyson, SX Madness shootout time. Shipley's got to run up the inside.
Really
Kellen's
hot
internet
three-way battle, yeah.
is definitely not as hot as this battle for the lead. Burkeen throwing her sideways, trying to keep pace in 3rd. Mullins a little ways back in 4th. Needs these guys to get into a little bit of battling to slow each other down. Burkeen trying to stay in touch. Shipley goes huge.
Woo! It's close coming to the line. Lap 1 in the books. Remember, this is a 3-lap affair.
Oh, man. A shootout it is for the lead right now. Shipley all over Fresquez, looking for a way around. Shipley misses the turn, has to double, triple, get a little bit higher, lose a little bit of time. That's going to give just a little bit of breathing room to Fresquez and close Burkeen right up on him.
Oh, Shipley's still able to get the triple on despite making a little mistake, but Fresquez is just making no mistakes out front. Burkeen's still close. Mullins is not too far back. Smith.
Cool as the Arctic Tundra out front is Tyson Fresquez. Looking to put the first points on the board in the SX Madness Series 2016. He is flowing out front with Jeremy Shipley ripping right behind him and Matt Burkeen right there as well. They're dropped Mullins a bit in 4th.
Oh, Shipley down on the on-offs. And Burkeen now into the 2 spot. So basically a repeat of that second heat right now. White flag in the air coming this time by for Fresquez.
One to go. Burkeen gonna have to try to pull out some magic to reel in a 2.5 second gap on Tyson Fresquez, your leader. 1 lap to go. Fresquez, no mistakes in a fast lap. It sounds easy. That's all he's got to do.
Well, he's got a little bit of breathing room to work with over Burkeen, so that's 1 plus that he has working for him right now. When 5 points are on the line, these guys are really going for it.
Fresquez scrubbing the quads, carrying so much speed.
Actually go on board with Fresquez here for a minute.
Over the triple, perfectly timed into the first of the 2 whoop sections. Fresquez nice and smooth out front right now. Burkeen doing everything he can, has to hope for a mistake at this point with only a couple turns to go, and the mistake goes to Burkeen, who finds himself on the ground. Mullins picking up some bonus points as he moves into the number 2 spot, but he's got Jeremy Smith hot on his heels.
Oh, could Smith maybe steal another point away here from Mullins in the final couple corners? Fresquez will bring it home and take home the 5 bonus points for winning the shootout. As Smith gonna try to get it at the line, but Mullins just hangs on. Smith gets 1 single point. Mullins gets that 2-point bonus.
All right, so it was Fresquez. I'm writing this down to make sure I give these guys their points. Second place was Mullins, 3rd place Smith.
Burkeen over the line in 4th. Honeywell ends up coming through for 5th as Jeremy Shipley dropped way off the back. And Shipley over the line does indeed finish 6th. No cuts on the board, so it was Fresquez, Mullins, and Smith, the top 3 finishers, so they'll get bonus points towards their championship chase. Looks like Fresquez already went back to the pits. Just sitting out underneath the tents back there.
Yeah, check out those semis made by Alex Efforts. Man, they're a bunch of replica semis. They're super sick.
We'll do a little flyover back there.
Such a freaking awesome track crew helping with this whole series to make it happen and make it possible. Can't thank those guys enough, as well as, although we don't really have a title sponsor or anything for this, since there's no prizing anything, we want to keep it low key. Definitely thanks to all the normal RF sponsors, and also the guys at Bentley Graphics stepping up to help with all those sweet logos that we're using for the series, designing all that stuff, as well as, of course, like Ride 365, Moto Option, Versus-PC.com. Racetech and FamMX, and actually Blake from FamMX hosting the race tonight. Thank you very much, Blake. I'm definitely forgetting some sponsors, but as always, thank you to those guys that support us to keep doing what we're doing, offering you guys up some cool stuff. Vermoto, SYS, yeah, all those rad people.
Those are some super rad people, I must say, especially those guys from Vermoto.
Oh, don't forget Tiger Designs, man. They've given out so many cool helmets to the guys. Holy crap, Mullins just did the biggest transfer line I think I've ever seen in my life. And he turned it into like a full rhythm.
Is that Honeywell doing it right behind him? Oof. Is Mullins going to do it again? Oh, he's going to ride the wall, and he's down. So right now we are waiting for the Open Pro Last Chance Qualifier to be loaded up. And Dade Honeywell got a little extra practice because that young man will be in that Last Chance Qualifier. Mullins sending it for the kiddies onto the start straight. Looks like Dade Honeywell is eyeing up some sort of giant transfer himself. And sends it.
I told Jesse to do that again as well. So spec him in here if he...
Alright, let's see. I think he might be doing the same thing. Jumps
it was off this
into the
berm right here.
And then, wow. And is he going to get slowed down for the berm? Yep. Wow. That's pretty huge. It was huge. These guys are kind of unreal, I must say. Oh, Honeywell's trying the same line.
And I'm guessing Kellen ripperinoed once again.
Am I laggy?
Oh, nope, you sound great now. You were lagging out there for a minute. Mullen's going to go for it again.
Yeah, the stream died for a second, but it's coming
With a
back.
Flipperino and a death. I'm sorry, Jesse. Now we have to go to your funeral. That's sad. Maybe I should be spending this time to actually like practice or something so I can maybe make a main event. The good news is if I don't, I get to sit here and make fun of people instead.
Whoa! Somebody just went flipping across Honeywell's view down there. Oh, Honeywell keeps OJ in the transfer line. Shipley with a barrel roll over the finish line. Mullins is back here. Looks like he's going to try it again. So we're just kind of waiting for the LCQ to be built. Mullins down. It's just him and Honeywell right now going for it. Looks like nobody else seems to realize we're still on the stream here. Watch this from third person.
I'll be right back while we have a little bit of downtime here.
No problem.
I'll be hopefully joining you for an LCQ in just a moment.
No problem. So Chris takes a little bit of a break, and we're waiting for these last chance qualifiers to come up. So we're watching Mullins go huge into the rhythm, too huge for that matter. Doesn't quite get the landing spot he wanted. And there's Shipley again going for the barrel roll. A little bit too much on the barrel roll. Shipley gonna do it again. He's rolling to the line. He sets it up and nope. So we're gonna do dually transfers here. Honeywell and Mullins. Honeywell with the frontsies. Mullins did not land.
Alright, I am back.
Am I still lagging?
Are you still here, Kellen?
Yeah, it looks like I'm lagging. Man, I love my internet. It's the best.
Connection lost.
It's so awesome. Well, as you folks that are watching the recording of this continue to watch Jeremy Shipley go around the track, my internet keeps taking a giant poop, and it's so awesome. Here's a tip to any of you young kiddos out there that are possibly listening to this right now. Don't fucking move to a place that restricts you to what kind of cable provider you have. Because they'll just totally monopolize and screw you over when it comes to internet providers. And it's awesome.
User in your channel timed
Wow, I
out.
was wondering why it took me so long to connect back. My internet appears to have been good for quite a while now.
Yeah, you were streaming for a good bit there. I was actually had the stream open on my other monitor, so I was wondering why you were not talking, but I can hear you good now.
All right.
And it looks like we're getting ready for an LCQ, and now I'm debating whether to actually commentate my favorite race of the night or can practice, you know, because I have a race coming up after, but oh well, let's commentate it, have some fun. 4 laps, 4 riders going to the main event. I believe it's 4 laps.
I believe you are right. And I keep forgetting that I need to be in camera mode. There we go. 4 laps. Open Pro LCQ. Only 4 riders going to the main, and the gate is down.
The
Who's gonna
early
get that
start,
hole
Benny
shot?
Landry looks like he's got it if he doesn't get punted.
Wow,
Oh, a
Landry.
bunch of guys slide in. Jake Rose slides in there like a pretzel dipped in KY jelly, and he has the early lead for now, and he's down.
Reed Young back across the track, and we've got an
And the whole
oh my
field is
gosh,
laying on the ground
entire
right now.
field. Brian Haskell.
Brian Shack Attack Haskell has the lead on the number 371. It's 2-time Supercross champion.
Oh
out
my
front.
gosh, that was too funny. Here comes Craig Richards down the inside. Haskell still nails the quad, and Richards is down.
Is head over heels over bars. Benny Landry sliding up into, looks like the 3rd spot. Reed Young in 2nd. And Dominic Saulnier runs in your 4th spot and gets dirty over the triple. And then runs right into Landry. I don't know what he was doing there.
Oh, look at this. And
This looks
Honeywell
like the AM
squeaks
class
through.
right now.
No kidding. I was going to say, I can't believe how early that Benny Landry braked for turn 1. Like, everybody else still seemingly made the corner, but he was, like, on the brakes a good 15 to 20 feet before everybody.
Now, Shack Attack, Brian Haskell lead this thing. He said he's taking this seriously. He wants to come back to the top of MX Simulator, and at least making it into the main event. A little LCQ win would be good as he cases the finish line.
Yep. It's only 2 people in this this game's history that can say that they're a 2-time at least Supercross champion, and Brian Haskell is one of those 2 people. So very
Dade
elite
Honeywell
list.
has moved into the 3 spot. Remember, he was just in that shootout race, meaning he was one of the top 6 fastest qualifiers. And now he's running right here in the LCQ, just trying to make it into the main event. Benny Landry has the last transfer spot with Triptiz Ethan Parks running in the top 5, but he's on the outside looking in of a transfer.
Oh, Haskell went down with the lead, and he's all the way back to the 4 spot by the looks of things, behind Benny Landry. So Haskell had it all out in front by himself, but he just blew it. And that handed the lead to Reed Young.
Parks pushing hard, looking to try to get into that top 4 spot. We're already about halfway through this thing. It's going to be a quick race. Craig Richards also coming from behind is up to 6th and looks like he's going really fast as he goes 3 onto the table. He's looking to move into 5th and keep on trucking forward. He does just that.
Gets around Ethan Parks. Next target is Brian Haskell. But Haskell
These guys
himself,
were 1 and 2. Now they're 4 and 5.
yeah, Haskell himself is going after Benny Landry a little bit. Landry able to stretch it back out over the line.
Halfway flags are out. We're on to lap 3.
Oh, Honeywell is on the ground. Haskell slides around him, and Richards is just not going to get there, but he'll be right on his back door.
I'm having flashbacks to, I believe it was A1 last year. The number 1 was gracing Honeywell's bike, if I recall. Is that right? Am
Yeah,
I
probably.
losing my mind?
Yeah.
Oh, a rider down. Who is
Oh,
that?
that's Haskell again on the ground, blowing it. So Ethan Parks gets through. Oh, and Benny Landry is down with Craig Richards. So Haskell's still in the running there.
We have 4 guys going for 1 spot to the main event right now. Make that 2 spots for the main. Sorry, it's 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, all right together. Not too far behind Holden Coat.
Yeah, and Landry and Richards both just got that line real smooth. They're right on the back door there of Ethan Parks. Richards just trying to maybe bide his time a little bit here as Landry tries to cut down the inside. He's going to jump off the track. Richards
Goes
into the
by
final
1.
transfer spot.
He might get 2 spots here. He's got to try to play it smart now that he's into a transfer.
Cutting
and
the
he
bails.
messes
He's going to
up.
mess up and have to roll the triple. Landry triples over him and back into that transfer spot. Now Haskell is lurking there. White flag in the air for your race leader, Reed Young.
Oh, this is going to get good. Oh, Richards down. Barrel roll stays on the bike, though. That could be the difference. Holden Coat is coming now, too.
Holden Coat through, but Haskell's
Landry's
up in
off
the
the
5
track.
spot. Here comes Haskell after Benny Landry. Could he get there? Looks like the top 2 should be pretty
Haskell
safe.
almost gets into the back of Benny Landry. He is all over him for this last transfer.
Haskell knows what it takes to get ahead when he needs to. And
And
oh,
he's
he goes
down.
down. And Benny Landry is right on the back door of Ethan Parks now. He's going to try to
You
have
guys
it
got to be
inside.
careful.
Oh, they almost touch.
Parks cases
Oh, and
the quad.
Landry's down. Holden Coat into the
He's got
final
Richards
transfer
right
spot.
there, though, and there's another runner sitting in the middle of the track. What the?
What was that?
I think he was getting ready to get going. No, he's just sitting there. That is not awesome. That is a Insta-ban.
That's the ban for that rider.
Jordan Moxie.
Reed Young
He says
leading.
my controller's broke.
Nah, that doesn't matter. Got to set up, and if you can't make your controller work, you got to disconnect right there. As Ethan Parks just got passed by Holden Coat, and Craig Richards is closing in. Reed Young and Honeywell are over the line. Holden Coat gonna lead Ethan Parks down, and Richards off the track, on the side of the track, just gonna straight line it to the line, and he'll get the spot, but that'll definitely be cuts. He just straight lined it, and Haskell comes across in 6th, almost 6 seconds back. Benny Landry not going to the main either, and like you were talking about earlier, Landry won that fun race last week against some pretty stiff competition, so Landry no longer seems to be doing as well as he was. Doiron not going through, Jake Rose not going through, Chase Donovan.
I'm going to go win an LCQ here. Watch this, boys.
All right.
Fucking hole shot.
GLHF Chris. Chase Blakely, Zoa Cross, Matt Agate. All these guys going to be watching from the sidelines tonight. Dominic Saulnier, Nick Usick, Walter Gebhardt, Peter Like, Cody Branson, Jordan Moxie. He got kicked. Kevin Ferzaka, Tyler Lewis. That was all the runners on the line in this last chance qualifier. So again, I'll apologize to anybody here on the live stream tonight for the internet issues we've been having. Hopefully they seem to be resolved, knock on wood, but you know, we'll see. Reed Young, Dade Honeywell, Holden Coat, and Craig Richards going through out of this LCQ, and coming up is the ProAM LCQ, which we've already heard Chris will be in. And cuts are in, and yep, Craig Richards does lose the spot to Ethan Parks in the end, so justice is served. Richards was not allowed to cut the track that way. And now we wait for the LCQ for the Pro-Am class. Ba 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 da ba ba da da ba da ba da ba ba da ba ba da ba da ba da 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 ba da da ba da ba ba da 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 ba da. Hey look, it's my internet taking a crap. I knew I shouldn't have said anything. Internet sucking a wiener. Internet sucks a big wiener. Well, at least we didn't go off the air. Knock on wood. Jesus Christ, it has taken forever to get these races going tonight. And there we go. Finally a restart. And this is indeed the Pro-Am Division LCQ. Let's take a look at Chris Riesenberg right there in the middle of our screen on the 448 machine. See if he can't get himself a good start here. JLV off the track. This will be the last LCQ, and then we are on to the main events tonight. And we are underway. Good start for Chris. Better start for the 311 of Perez, but Chris will have the line down the inside. He's going to rip that hole shot and cuts to the inside to make sure he's got the line taken off in turn 2. He's going to have to double in and just get cleaned by all the runners going down the inside. So in the end, it wasn't as good as we had hoped for Chris, but Lane Burks takes over the lead. Travis Hoffman into the 2 ride. But Burks is down and Hoffman is into him. And this is going to cause a stack up of epic proportions. Look at all the runners going down here. Blake Scheiman takes over the race lead. FanMX.com race tech machine over Travis Hoffman. Logan Leitzel and Taylor Davis. Riesenberg now in the 5 spot. This is where we expect to see Leitzel, pretty quick rider. Travis Hoffman, former pro, one of the worst lappers in MX Simulator. And Blake Scheiman, FanMX.com owner and designer, leading this thing here in the ProAM LCQ right now. So 3 laps to go as he clicks on to lap number 2. Hoffman trying to give him a chase. Leitzel also keeping it close, and Taylor Davis is holding Chris Riesenberg at bay right now. Then we got Tim Althaus, Matthew Perez, and Austin Bear. So Bear, I thought he made it through out of that heat race. Interesting to see him in here. Must have had cuts. Now we see Riesenberg starting to go after Taylor Davis a little bit here. He's closing right in. This is a battle for the final transfer spot as Riesenberg, he's going to get the on-offs really clean. He's going to pull right up behind Davis here. Check up on the brakes real hard now down the inside, and Davis just goes right off the track as Riesenberg moves into the 4th spot. He's got Travis Hoffman right in front of him now. Riesenberg taking that little sneaky line, jumping onto the tabletops, going after Hoffman. Leitzel right in front of them, and Scheiman still leading this thing, coming to the line to complete lap number 2. So after this, we will see all of the main events. Amateur main event coming up next. 10-lap main event with 22 of the best amateurs in MX Simulator. Oh, Hoffman down. Fortunately, Riesenberg was off to the side of the track a little bit. Here comes Tim Althaus as Hoffman is just getting going. And Hoffman gets going ahead of Althaus, but this is still not over for this last transfer spot. Ooh, Althaus, a big case there. Oh, and Hoffman makes a mistake. Here comes Althaus and a pull alongside. Hoffman's trying to shut the door. Althaus down the inside. Hoffman closes it off really well there and still gets the table over. I thought for sure he wasn't going to. And then Boner airs the triple big time. Looking up ahead of them, looks like Riesenberg and Leitzel have gotten away pretty far as Leitzel cuts down the inside, going for the lead on Scheiman. He went through the bales, but still takes over the lead. Blake Scheiman's going to get it back, though. Leitzel trying to hang on around the outside. Gets the triple in. Oh, man, almost went off the track, but he keeps it together. So white flag, and Riesenberg also got around Blake. So Riesenberg may be trying to go after Leitzel for the win here, but Riesenberg is down with Blake on the other side of this jump here. And they're both just getting going. Here is Hoffman still running in the 4th spot, and Althaus has lost a lot of time. So it's Leitzel leading the way on the last lap. Just trying to ride smooth as silk. Scheiman running in 2 spots still. Riesenberg right on his heels in 3rd. So we'll see our nice little co-host make the main right here as long as he can keep it together. Leitzel is making some mistakes. We got a lap rider coming in and making all sorts of mistakes right in front of these guys. That was Brandon L. down in front of Riesenberg, and Riesenberg is still plenty far ahead of Taylor Davis, so he could cruise it in. But the battle for the lead and the win still going. Scheiman trying to get after Leitzel one more time. Leitzel down the inside. Does not triple, but he's just going to cruise it to the line, it looks like. And yes, he does. Logan Leitzel wins the Pro-Am LCQ. Scheiman second. Hoffman brings it home. He will get third. And, oh, Althaus is down. He must have gotten really close to Riesenberg, but in the end, Riesenberg looks like he is just going to hang on. Riesenberg got back to this spot due to a lapper getting in the way, but he will make the main final transfer spot with a front flip to boot. Taylor Davis, Matthew Perez, Tim Althaus, Francisco de la Paz, Patrick Stewart, Justin Smedley, Jesse Wildman, Austin Bear, Braden L., Caleb Stillman, Lane Burks, Gunnar Barbie, Chris Schmeider, all not going through to the main, but Chris Riesenberg is, as he just laughed it off.
Oh my gosh, I tried everything not to make the main on the last lap. I just wanted to beat Blake, damn it. I did run the fastest lap, just so you know, and I did whole shot like I said. I just didn't quite win. I came close. I came back pretty good. Oh, man.
All right, well, before these mains get underway, we're going to take a just real quick break, but we'll be back on the other side of this one with the amateur main event, 10 laps, 22 riders. We'll see you guys in just a sec. All right, and we are back here live on Starting System TV. Main event's coming up. And this will be the first chance we'll actually see the open amateur riders on the night. They will go 10 laps for their main event. We haven't seen them one bit tonight. Would have seen them a little bit in qualifying, but no idea.
And we are doing lineup checks for the main event, so we'll get to see them all here on a little parade lap, and they're going to probably forget that they're not in warm-up mode anymore.
Alrighty, well, we get this warm-up lap to see who we all got on the line tonight. Christian Burdine, Noah Carassi, Lewis Williams, Lance Ament, Alex Cunningham, Alex Stinson, Kyler Hockey, Marcondes Vitosa, Brandon Rowland, Sonny Edmondson, Garrett Oliver. Doesn't appear to be a full gate, but still a lot of people making the night anyway. Of course, they've been kind of sitting around for about like an hour and a half since UID grab. Watching the racing. 18
riders in here, and there was 85 guys that tried to qualify, so I'm guessing that people missed UID grab. A lot of these guys, I'm guessing, missed UID grab. A lot of them, it's probably their first RF events. For a handful of them, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, checking chat, look like anybody seems... some people think that they missed UID grab. Looks
Walker
like.
Hiles says he just wasted 2 hours of his life, so I'm guessing he's not too good. Robert Pink missed UID grab, he says, but he's not mad about it.
Should be a good main event. Looks like we got some fast runners out there at least. Some people and names that I've seen before and heard of before at least.
Yeah. My dude Sonny Edmondson running the 250F, it looks like.
Oh, what, the Forum Mom is out here? Sweet.
Yeah, women's class champion. Oh, no, not champion. Runner-up, because Brina's definitely the women's class champion, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Nick Carvalho, he's been around for a while. Since it is AM class, I'm going to give a little bit of a bye to Martin Carlson, but I should just broadcast to change his name.
Martin Carlson? Oh, because he has a middle name, I got you.
I'll give him a bye, though, for that being he's an amateur.
All right, who we got?
And Kellen's internet is also going at the same time.
Isn't it awesome? Oh man, it's the best. I love when my internet sucks.
Let's just hope that when he reloads the track that his internet will come back.
Unlikely. Da 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 da. Yeah.
The gate is down. Brandon Rowland looks like he has it. Lewis Williams around the outside off the track. Kyler Hockey into the lead, and he's still sandbagging the AM classes. Hey. Good on you, Kyler.
There we go. Kyler Hockey in the lead.
AM class for life. If you ever have a flood and need a little help, hit up Kyler Hockey. He's pretty experienced at sandbagging.
Got him.
Lewis Williams gonna quad up into the lead.
Oh, Kyler Hockey! Oh, Kyler Hockey just cut the track.
Kyler Hockey cuts the track through the bales. Yeah, boy. That's what you expect from Kyler Hockey, and I will not quit giving him crap because he's been banned more times.
Oh, I know. We know.
Well, then the Democrats want to ban guns. Oops, I'm getting a little political here. Sing!
Ba-da-ba-da.
So Christian Burdine out front. He's a privateer. He's looking for a ride, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for a top amateur, perhaps you want to look the way of the number 421 as he is out in front. Over the triple he goes. Lewis Williams running in the 2 spot. His name has a hashtag in it. Again, I'm giving the amateurs a little bit of slack because I'm a nice guy. Kyler Hockey in 3rd.
Whoa.
Nick Carvalho trying to get going in 4th. Gets a little bump from Garrett Oliver. Lance Ament getting in the mix as well.
Holy train of riders right here too. And they all just slid out in the corner, and then Roland went down in the loops. So Burdine leading the way over Williams, Hockey, and then this battle between Carvalho.
Oh, Gonzalez!
Woo!
Ronnie Mack would be proud of that ender right there.
And Gonzalez looks like, gonna try to hang on to the spot, but come up short, and Garrett Oliver takes the spot.
Not so speedy Gonzalez.
Adrian Wilson, Alex Cunningham, Alex Stinson, Marcondes Vitosa, Dakota French, Lance Ament, Brandon Rowland, Martin Carlson, bunch of riders still running near the front, working lap 2 of 10.
Dude, Noah Carassi up in the race too. Yeah, bro, getting it. Oh, rider goes right over his head backwards. I don't know who that was. Somebody just died on the triple jump.
Whoa!
The name of that rider, that'd be Garrett Olver. And then a safe track re-entry puts him back on the ground. Things not going the way for the number 208 Garrett Olver struggle bus.
Ooh, yeah.
He bought a one-way ticket on the struggle bus, it looks like.
Just got passed by Alex Cunningham with little front end lock fancies right there.
Out front though, Christian Berdine, pretty solid right now, running the 1:24 lap time. That's a pretty solid lap time for this amateur class, especially during the race. Looking good. He's got himself a 20-second lead right now.
Dang. Just pulling away from Kyler Hockey.
I really feel like it's not raw speed that he's really throwing down. It's just he looks pretty smooth and in control. Kyler Hockey's got some work to do.
Whoa, and Hockey's off the track. Here comes Adrian Wilson, and he is down as Hockey jumps off the berm back onto the track, doubling into that section.
Transfer.
So Hockey now ahead of Kevin Gonzalez.
The top 250F rider right now running in the number 3 spot. Looking for the podium, gonna make out with the trophy girl, you know. Hockey with a straight air, boner air. He's definitely been training with Alexis Leclerc though with that move.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing goes for Kevin Gonzalez in the 3 spot. He just boner aired the crap out of the 222.
Christian Berdine looking really good out front. Not a lot of style or flash, but just smooth and consistent right now, working for the 421 as we're running lap 4 of this 10-lap race.
Trying to look back and see if we can find a battle. Nick Carvalho has Lewis Williams and Dakota French right behind him, and Marcondes Vitosa and Carassi.
Carassi looking up the inside right now, down rider. He's gonna get the spot. It looks like they're coming together.
Oh, that's Vitosa getting landed on by Carassi. Those guys are teammates. And French gets by. Oh, and then down the inside. Oh, and then the teammates get together. Vitosa was trying to cut down, and Carassi was already there as Garrett Olver comes back into the mix. And that's Grant Dawson working his way through.
French
Vital
gets
MX's
together with
own
Williams and then takes Dawson down as well. So 3 riders piled up before the finish. Marcondes Vitosa. Sure, I'm screwing that name up, but I at least can say it cool, you know.
So that battle's kind of relinquished itself a little bit. Looks like Kevin Gonzalez is about to have a battle on his hands with Alex Stinson.
Kyler Hockey makes a huge mistake, cuts a complete corner off the racetrack. That cuts might come back to haunt him later on if he has a close finish.
Man, he's just slaying it with the boner airs tonight.
Stinson throwing her down. Definitely all over Speedy Gonzalez. Stinson gonna maybe get this triple up. No, makes a mistake.
Woo! And then goes down.
Fastest lap time so far looks like it's actually been run by your 5th place rider, Adrian Wilson, with a 1:23 flat. Consistency not there right now for the number 72 machine.
Wilson's
Let's do
try
a
to
quick
go after
top 10
Stinson.
rundown as we have reached the halfway point of this moto. We're on lap 5 of 10. Christian Berdine is leading, but his lead is down to 11 seconds. Kevin Speedy Gonzalez moved into the 2 spot. Where is Kyler Hockey gone? 'Cause now the lead's back to 18 seconds. Looks like Hockey's had some huge issues as he had shrunk the lead. He's dropped into the number 3 spot. Alex Stinson runs in number 4 spot. Alex Cunningham up to 5th. Adrian Wilson drops to 6th. Garrett Olver running in the 7th spot as he triples up into the stadium. Running in the 8th spot, Brandon Rowland. And he's got a 1:23.2 last time around. He's trying to move forward, and he's boner airing hard off the triple jump. Running in ninth, Macandes Feitosa, and he's battling Nick Carvalho, who rounds out the top 10. This top 10 rundown brought to you by Versus-PC.com. Log on for all your performance computing needs. Quality products and service from Versus-PC.com is Nick Carvalho. Base plants and allows Dakota French now to move into the top 10. Smooth race out front continues for Christian Burdine, looking to take round number 1 win of the SX Madness Series 2016 here at Sam Boyd Stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's the Las Vegas Open.
Kevin Gonzalez is kind of all by himself now in second after Hockey had that mistake. Hockey is trying to regroup and run him back down, but so far hasn't done too much about the gap. Got it down to about 3.5 seconds or so back.
These guys getting pretty spread out here in a pretty short race. Although the lead gap has shrunk again, that means another mistake maybe for Burdine. It was down to 11 seconds at 13 right now. Might be getting a little nervous here late in the race as he looks like he could take the victory here at round number 1. He definitely looks like he's slowed his pace a touch.
And it looks like the 2, 3, 4 riders are kind of inching up on each other a little bit. Stinson coming back onto the back wheel of Kyler Hockey. And
Gonzalez
Gonzalez
was
was
down,
down,
takes Hockey
so
down.
Stinson into the 2 spot.
Merry Christmas to Alex Stinson. Santa Claus delivered him a couple of presents all wrapped in one bundle laying in the rhythm section. With that happening, the gap's back up to 17 seconds, and now Stinson's down. Kevin Gonzalez going to move back into the number 2 spot. Kyler Hockey back into 3rd.
Wow, that's the second time that Stinson has crashed on that exact same section. Oh, look at Hockey's line through the whoops, trying to close right in. Woo! Scrubs it down. What a move. It's not too often we can say Kyler Hockey made a good, clean pass.
Oh, poor Kyler.
Oh, and he's down.
We're giving him such a hard time.
Well, I wouldn't usually give someone this much of a hard time knowing their past if they would race normally, but we already saw what he could do with that third corner pass that he had tried to attempt at the beginning of the race.
For sure. In all fairness, he's a pretty nice kid, honestly. I've talked to him a little bit, and I don't honestly have a lot of bad things to say. Oh, Hockey and Stinson. They make it out on top of the tabletop. Come on, guys. Can you finish the race and go back to one of those sweet semis to do that?
Man, I'll tell you what, all this goofing around going on in second with these guys has allowed Burdine to just pull right away. He has got a huge lead with 3 laps to go.
And Adrian Wilson's found himself up onto the podium on the number 72, and he's knocking on the door of a second place spot. Speedy Gonzalez, though, runs her in the 2 spot right now on that 250F, riding for Kinetic Concepts.
Oh, Adrian Wilson in the bales, and I just lost connection, and I'm back. Hey,
you're completely back now. You actually sound like you're not 20 feet underwater now.
All right.
Adrian Wilson electing for a double-triple line down that section. Not something a lot of guys are doing. I've seen a handful of people doing it here in this AM class, so maybe not able to get that triple out of the turn. Wilson going all out down the rollers, trying to make a move on Kevin Gonzalez.
That wasn't me. Keep going.
Wilson a 1:23 lap time last time around, 1:23.9, but that's pretty quick for this class, and he wants the number 2 spot.
And if only he would have gotten here a little bit sooner, he may have been able to do something about Burdine at the front, but these guys have been going down and crashing so much.
Splitting rhythms, Wilson's quadding into the turn into the number 2 spot. Adrian Wilson to 72, putting in a late race charge. Burdine, another mistake out front. Luckily, he has a huge lead. He's back on track. He's going to have 2 laps to go right here as he comes down the last straightaway to the finish line. He slides it out, though. And the way Wilson's riding, and lap traffic in play, you never know what can happen. Christian Burdine's got to bring this thing home. He's ridden a really good race out front. 2 laps to go.
Oh, Alex Stinson. Sorry to cut you off, but almost got Kevin Gonzalez going to the triple. They didn't slide out. He had the pass made. As these guys continue to battle for second, and Gonzalez goes over that little rut on the inside, so Stinson takes the spot.
Front wheel.
You can almost hear Nate saying it.
Right. Kyler Hockey's dropped all the way to the 5 spot. He's going to try to put a late race charge here. 2 laps to go. Second through 5th, still fairly close on the racetrack. A lot can still definitely happen.
Christian Berdine has got to be sweating it out right now. He's got a 2 straightaway lead on Adrian Wilson.
Yeah, update the top 10 one last time here as Berdine has got about half a lap to go before he captures the white flag. The 421 Christian Berdine continues to lead. Adrian Wilson, Run for Quality Designs, runs in 2nd place. Alex Stinson runs in 3rd. Kevin Gonzalez 4th. Kyler Hockey, like I said, runs in 5th now. Dakota French has moved into the 6th spot. Alex Cunningham back in 7th. Brandon Rowland, Garrett Over battling for 8th and 9th right now. Down the rhythm they go. Let's see how the lines work out as they get to the corner. Over trying to make the move on Brandon Rowland, and rounding out your top 10 before we go back to this battle is Sonny Edmondson, or was Sonny Edmondson. Now it's Grant Dawson. Edmondson takes a trip over the berm. Looks like that battle for 8th and 9th also cooled down as Garrett Over went over the berm. So Grant Dawson now knocking on the door of 9th spot. Your leader is down with the white flag. He only had a 17-second lead when he went down. Let's keep an eye on the front of the field at the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Alex Stinson all over Adrian Wilson. There's action everywhere right now.
It could get interesting here on this last lap. If Berdine makes one more mistake, those guys will be right behind him as Wilson and Stinson go at it.
Stinson going to definitely be pushing Wilson. Wilson makes a mistake. Stinson back into the number 2 spot.
Berdine just has to get through these last couple sections clean. He's got about 6 corners to go, and he'll win this main event.
Stinson looks like he's given it all he has. The battle for the podium between Kevin Gonzalez and Adrian Wilson looking good as well. Less than a second separates those guys. All kinds of action here in the Open Amateur main event. Round number 1. One more section to go for the 4-2-1. Christian Berdine looking to take the round number 1 victory at Sam Boyd Stadium, the Las Vegas Open Amateur round number 1 winner, Christian Berdine.
And Stinson is going to pick up that 2nd spot after Wilson gave it to him there with a late crash. Wilson trying to hang on over Gonzalez.
72 machine Adrian Wilson will round out the podium. 4th place Kevin Gonzalez. 5th place looking like Dakota French coming across. You guys staying pretty close. A front flip from Alex Cunningham rides it out, crossing the finish line. Superman, no footed can, something like that. 6th place. 7th place looking like Brandon Rowland. Dawson coming in 8th. Over and Edmondson in a battle for 9th and 10th, it looks like.
Man, Dawson picked up 3 spots in just the last 2 laps to get to 8th.
All right. I'm going to go race. I'll see you in a bit.
All right, good luck, Chris.
User left your channel.
As Olver will pick up 9th, Edmondson 10th. And just to remind all of you viewers right now watching, if we are struggling with our internet connection, I understand the frustrations with that, but again, if you want to catch any of the action that you may have missed tonight, we will have this broadcast up tomorrow morning on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/startyoursystems. Noah Karasi and Lewis Williams over the line, and Kyler Hockey went from a top 5 run to 15th by the end of this thing. As he goes down once again. Trying to make it to the line. Looks like Carlson already crossed and meant out of the race, and Alex Tripp never started. So you're just waiting for Hockey. And over the line, there he goes. Cuts are in. Looks like Williams got by Karasi on cuts. And Edmondson got by Olver on cuts. And And that was it. Burdine, Stinson, Wilson, the top 3 from the Las Vegas Open here in the AM class. Next up, we got the Pro-Am class. They will go 12 laps. And then coming up a little bit later on, the Open Pro main event, the big kahuna is the one that everybody wants to see later on tonight. We're running a little bit behind schedule right now, but we'll get this Pro-Am main event going any second now. And this should be the warm-up for that Pro-Am main event. So let's see who we've got on the line this evening. We've got Austin Eklund, Jack Zars, Ricky Williams, Michael Wheeler, Jeremy Atkinson, Braden Carter, Tyler Fry, Brandon Cummings, Cale Simrock, Chris Channing, Jason Soul, Chris Riesenberg, Blake Scheinman, Matthias Janis, Phil Doyon, Michael Ming Woodley, Travis Hoffman, Logan Leitzel, Ty Smith, Chris Santino, Tyler Swigard, and that is everybody that made it tonight. This again is just the warm-up lap. So these guys getting a little test to see what it's going to be like in that first corner here in just a second. And again, these riders will be going 12 laps. And I apologize again if the internet is cutting in and out. There's only so much I can do to fix that right now. You guys will just have to watch the playback on YouTube tomorrow. So Ty Smith, him and Tyler Fry went at it earlier tonight in their heat races. So we'll see what they are able to do. Question in chat is what my first person settings are. And here it is right here. Field of view 110, height 81, angle 20. It's probably the most asked question I get, either that or what my third person settings are. And then beyond that, usually the question is, what is your setup? Which we've done about 1,500 videos where I've shown my setup and my advanced sim at some point. But here we go, racing time in Las Vegas. And since he's gotten good starts tonight, even though he's coming from the outside, actually, let's take a look a little bit further inside, shall we? Phil Doyon. How about Ty Smith right next to the box? Let's go racing Pro-Am class. 12 laps in Vegas. Somebody hit the gate. But Ty Smith going to get a pretty good start. He's going to get shut off, but he goes around the outside. And him and Fry going for the hole shot. Fry. Tyler Fry on the Team Volcom ride gets the hole shot. And whoa! Somebody just cut the track and just ruined Tyler Fry. That was Travis Hoffman. And it caused a massive pileup. Tyler Fry got the whole shot and then just got laid out by Travis Hoffman, who will no doubt receive a protest for that one. So Ty Smith ends up with the lead after thinking he was going to have the whole shot. And then Travis Hoffman became his savior as he just flew in out of nowhere and just ruined Tyler Fry's life over there. So Smith leads from Jack Zars, who's already going for the lead for that matter. OG 718, that is Sween Doggy's number. That's what most of the RF guys know as. 718 of Charles Adam Sweeney, former Race Factor Gaming president. And Jack Zars trying to keep it low as he goes after Ty Smith for the lead. Man, is he scrubbing down some of these jumps. Let's go on board with Jack Zars here. See what he can do on Ty Smith for the lead. Oh, Ty Smith a mistake. Here comes Jack Zars into the race lead and nails the quad into the corner, so Smith gonna have to go to work. They are dropping Chris Santino rapidly. Blake Scheinman, Michael Ming Woodley, Ricky Williams, Jason Soul, Logan Leitzel all up in the mix. And oh, that is Ricky Williams getting put on the deck by Jason Soul. And see Riesenberg. There's Tyler Fry, who got taken out by Travis Hoffman. And we got some riders on the ground there. That is Ricky. No, I can't quite figure out who those guys are because they're not showing up. That's Matthias Janis, it looks like. And a bunch of riders mixed in here. So up front, still Zars over Smith, and they are dropping Santino rapidly. This is about to be a 2-horse race at the front. Ming Woodley, Scheiman, Soul. It's all pretty close back here still so far. Hoffman getting dirty. Ty Smith able to keep it pretty close so far. Not able to do anything about Jack Zars leading this thing though. That battle's just opening up a little bit more now as Smith goes off the track. Santino's still pretty far back, but Ming Woodley trying to hang in. Blake Scheiman was trying to get past by Jason Soul, who went down off the left side of the track, ends up in the way. Here comes Chris Channing quadding in with Soul still on the ground, but fortunately Soul out of the way before Channing gets there. Now Channing is going to get a great drive up to the triple. Is he going to cut down to the inside? No. Thinks better of it. Braden Carter coming up a little short. Travis Hoffman. Tyler Fry, is he? Oh, no, he's down. And still goes for the triple from off the track, and it bites him in the tush. Looks like he just got landed on by Logan Leitzel. Riesenberg down the inside of Brandon Cummings gets the spot. They're following Cale Simmerock, who nearly won the first heat race. Phil Doyon won that one. So Zars just cruising at the front, way ahead of Ty Smith, Santino, Woodley, Soul, Channing, Braden Carter, Travis Hoffman, Blake Scheiman, Matthias Janis, Cale Simmerock, Phil Doyon. So here is your Heat 1 winner. Michael Wheeler on him, Austin Eklund, Logan Leitzel, Tyler Swigard, Chris Riesenberg, Jeremy Atkinson, Tyler Fry. So Fry had the whole shot, now he is way back there. Brandon Cummings, Ricky Williams, and that is all 21 riders who started tonight's race. Got a battle going on here. Eklund trying to get alongside Phil Doyon on the Supercross triple. And he gets into him and he's down, and Simmerock down. So this is going to be a roadblock as Leitzel just squeezes by. And nobody else is coming. I thought there was a group of people behind them. Chris Channing going to work on Jason Soul here. And this would be for the 4 spot. Channing not able to do anything about Soul just yet. He's going to get the quad into the corner and into the back of him. How he didn't get front end lock, I'll never know. Chris Santino getting caught very quickly, though, by Jason Soul for this 3 spot. And he's bringing Chris Channing with him. And Santino makes a little mistake, goes off the track there. And off the track again, and Soul into him. And we got a 3-rider pile up here as Channing is on top of Jason Soul. And Woodley, Ming Woodley, goes back into the 3 spot as Ty Smith is buried in lap traffic right now. This battle for third isn't over yet, though, as Jason Soul is trying to go back after Ming Woodley. So it's all Jack Zars at the front, completing halfway here. Lap 6 in the books, 6 more to go. 12-lap main event. Ty Smith, Jason Soul, Chris Channing has Braden Carter closing in on him. So Carter coming from a ways back, now in 5th, and was going for the triple on, but he is down. So Santino will get that spot back if he can get going. Maybe he won't. Here comes Michael Ming Woodley. He gets the spot. And Santino now right onto the back of Braden Carter. Great action here. Las Vegas Open in the amateur class as Carter gets around Ming Woodley, who came up short, and then Carter sent it, got the quad out there. Santino trying to keep things close. Blake Scheiman swaps out of the whoops there. And Hoffman is going to get by him, as will Matthias Janis down the inside trying to get by Hoffman himself. And Janis down the inside thinks better of it, though. Does not end up going after Hoffman. Oh, we got a rider off the track there. Looks like that was a lapper, though. As Janis goes down, so Scheiman's going to get by him. Still Jack Zars and Ty Smith all alone out front. Jason Soul's gotten away in his own right in third, but Braden Carter still has Chris Channing hot on his heels. These guys now coming on to lap 8 of 12 here in this Pro-Am main event. And Chris Channing decides to just go ahead and forget about the track limitations. And that bit him in the butt. Cut the track after the finish line and went down. Santino is going to not get there. Almost did, but not quite. And now Chris Channing continues to defy logic and cuts the track again. Santino is going to have an earful from Michael Ming Woodley here very soon, too. So Braden Carter going the other way. Jason Soul in third. And Jack Zars has lost the lead. Ty Smith to the front on to lap number 9. So this battle for the lead heating up. Zars has had it since about the 3rd lap of the race, but Smith just got it back. And now we've got a battle for the lead. Oh, is Smith over the bars at the back end outside of the stadium. So just when we thought we were going to have a battle, Ty Smith ends up going over the bars. And Jack Zars now all alone at the front again. Jason Soul, those guys keep crashing. He could end up in that battle, though. Braden Carter, Chris Channing, Michael Ming Woodley, Chris Santino, Travis Hoffman. Scheiman, Phil Doyon, Logan Leitzel, Cale Simmerock, Matthias Janis going after Simmerock, so we got a little battle here going just outside of the top 10. Janice loses some time there as Simrock able to get the section a little bit cleaner. That is the battle for 12th. Leitzel is 11th, Doyon 10th. Scheinman running 9th. Ming Woodley is 8th. Travis Hoffman 7th. Chris Santino in 6th. Chris Channing in 5th. Jason Soul in 4th. Braden Carter has moved into 3rd around Jason Soul. Ty Smith in 2nd. And Jack Zars working lap 10 of 12, still leading this thing. How about this battle for 3rd, though, between Braden Carter and Jason Soul, who goes down. So now Carter able to work alone in 3rd as Ty Smith is also down, and he is in a kind of precarious spot there. He's trying to get back going, and oh, he ends up going backwards, and that was a lapped rider that he hit, but Braden Carter's now into the 2 spot. That was an interesting decision there by Ty Smith. I think he was going back trying to get the timing gate, but he ended up just getting in the way. So Jason Soul trying to close in on Ty Smith for the 3 spot as Braden Carter is now 2nd. Jack Zars is all alone at the front. Smooth laps from here. He's got about 2 laps to go and he'll win this thing. Braden Carter is trying to go for it though, tripling into that section. As Ty Smith trying to work his way around lappers. Braden Carter is down after the triple. I don't know what just happened there. That was interesting. But Ty Smith should get there as Carter is getting going, and Carter gets up across the track. Very poor track re-entry duties tonight by many riders, especially in these amateur divisions. Doesn't matter if you're a squid at the game or not, it is still illegal to re-enter the track sideways. And Smith is going to go after Braden Carter, who almost had a big moment there. Oh, Carter down. Smith back into the 2 spot. And Jason Soul goes down just as he got to Braden Carter, so you would have thought Soul moved into 3rd there, but nope, goes down, ends up on the ground. Fortunately, he has a long ways back to Channing, who just went down, and now Blake Scheinman might find himself moving into the top 5 as Travis Hoffman triples in from around the outside, and there's Simrock on the 144 just enduro-manning it off the side of the track, and we got 3 riders in a battle for 5th. As Hoffman takes the spot, but Simrock is right there with Scheinman, and then off the back is Channing. Oh, and then Scheinman ends up getting into the side of Simrock, and they both go off the track. Simrock launches back onto the track behind Channing. So Hoffman trying to just get away from all this. Running in the 5 spot. White flag in the air, by the way, for your race leader, Jack Zars. That means he's lapped up to about 8th spot. Ty Smith too far back in 2nd. Braden Carter, Jason Soul, and then this battle that we were just watching. Hoffman with Channing all over him now. And Channing just made a big mistake, but somehow able to use that section like a whoop section and just ride out of it smoothly. Just gotta watch out because Simrock is right there on the 144. All these guys electing to go inside there. Channing goes after Hoffman. Little short on the triple, but still keeping it close. Behind them, Jack Zars is about to bring this thing home and win it. Oh, Channing a little out of shape, but Hoffman's so smooth. A former pro, Travis Hoffman, knows this pressure situation all too well, and will switch away from this for just a moment as Jack Zars is 2 corners away. 12 laps later, almost led every lap, all but about 3. And bringing it down to the line, the 718 machine. The opening round of the Las Vegas Open, the Pro-Am division, Jack Zars wins the main event. Braden Carter is ahead of Ty Smith, who just went down. So Carter should get that spot. Hoffman has gotten away from Channing, who looks like he went down in his own right. Cale Simrock still ahead of Scheiman, and Tyler Fry came from so far back to be in this battle. Would have been at the front of the field probably most of this race had he not been cleaned out by Travis Hoffman as Scheiman comes launching back onto the track. And we got Riesenberg mixed in there with Tyler Swigard as Scheiman is getting around with Cale Simrock just getting up. So Fry just made up 2 spots. Meanwhile, Souls over the line in 4th. Hoffman should get 5th, Channing 6th, and Fry now into 7th. He's got to watch out. Scheiman is still there. Simrock and Doyon and Leitzel for that matter. Look at this 3-rider train over this triple on the last lap. Down the inside. Very dodgy attempt at a pass from Doyon. He had no chance there. And over the line it is Channing behind Hoffman. Fry 7th. Scheiman just gets 8th over Simrock. Leitzel ends up in the 10th spot. And Wheeler ends up 11th at the end of it. Janis 12th. Doyon going for that 9th spot on the last lap. Costs him a bunch of spots as he comes across in 13th. Santino 14th. Woodley in 15th. Cummings, Atkinson, Williams, Riesenberg over the line. And cuts are in. Swigard, Eklund. And let's take a look who got another spot on cuts. Looks like Leitzel got around Simrock. And Fry got around Channing. And that is it. So Jack Zars wins the opening round for the Pro-Am division here at the Las Vegas Open. Fending off Braden Carter and Ty Smith for the win. That was your podium on the night. Well done to Jack Zars. And up next, the moment everybody's been waiting for, the Open Pro division. The best riders in MX Simulator going at it for 15 laps. Try to see who's going to win this Las Vegas Open. Remember, coming into it now, Tyson Fresquez is technically your points leader on 5 points after winning that shootout event. So Fresquez already in a very good position as we are joined again now by Chris Riesenberg, fresh off of that main event in the Pro-Am division.
Fresh off the ground.
How was it, Chris?
It was an AM class, but it's all right. We had to watch some freaking sweet racing right now. I'm really excited.
Yes, we do. Got about 22 of the best riders in MX Simulator lined up on the gate. And they're about to do 15 laps of straight battle. Burkeen, Fresquez, Mullins, Stanley.
Buddy joined your channel.
So many good riders. We're joined now by Race Factory President Michael Wheeler.
Wait. You just said Stanley and then some of the best riders. Come on now, bro.
Yeah. And Wheels just off of that Pro-Am main event as well. Got an 11th place.
Yeah.
How goes it, Wheels?
Pretty good. That was fun. I mean, would have liked to do a little better, but it is sketchy with people around you on these tracks.
Yeah, Kellen asked me. I'm like, yeah, it's an AM class.
Oh, man. I mean, I'm not fast, but it was sketchy.
It's weird because every time I've raced in like the last 3 years has always been in the 450 Pro class, and I didn't realize how much more respectful or smarter or better the riders are. Not speed-wise necessarily, but just consistently able to hit their lines, I guess.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not a squid too, so don't think I'm making fun of anyone, because obviously I'm not even that good. But
All right, who we got tonight, guys? Who's gonna win this main event?
yeah, I can't go against Tyson. He's been
Tyson.
looking freaking on point right now.
All right.
And these off-season races, man, he kills them. I mean, he was doing it last year as well.
Right.
So
And it,
can't go against the 2-1.
yeah, it seems like Tyson suddenly has just got his Supercross talents back again. Not the same person outdoors as we knew back in 2012, but that 2012, 2013 Tyson in Supercross looks like the exact same Tyson we saw this past year in 2016 Supercross.
I like Shack Attack's pick for Shipley, though. That'd be really cool to see, honestly.
Yeah.
One of the OG fast guys.
Try to find someone more in the middle. Let's just take a look at Fresquez on the gate. 15 laps
Oh,
set
he
to
likes
go
this call,
in
Shaq.
on Las Vegas.
Shaq's in chat. He called Shipley.
Oh, I was going to say, I don't think Shaq made
Gate
it.
is down. The early jump. Burkeen, Fresquez in the 431 of Santos into turn number 1.
It is Fresquez.
Burkeen.
Burkeen with the whole shot. We got a stack up in turn 2. I don't know how Mullins made it out of that, but it's Burkeen over Fresquez and then a pile up. Mullins down
Where
in
did
that
Jeremy
pile
Smith
up.
go?
Smith, I don't know if he disappeared or he was in that pileup and went down. Devin Davis was in the mix. Where is he at? Sidehoff right now has the spot. Reed Young and Tanner Rogers round out your top 5. So Tanner Rogers decided to race. It sounds like his internet's not amazing, but he's going for it in the top 5. And he is down on the ground with Reed Young. Out front, though, Burkeen leads.
I'm not sure what happened, but apparently Jeremy Smith's computer is a goner.
Uh-oh.
So I'd expect him to
news
be a
for
favorite
number
for this,
4.
but not anymore.
Up front,
Dirty
it is dualies. Wow. Fresquez and Burkeen going at it, and they're getting away in a hurry.
Hillary must have found another email server because they scrubbed that bitch. Fresquez all over Burkeen. No front flips this time from Burkeen, but he comes up short.
Down the
Fresquez has the
inside.
move.
Yep. Got it in the whoops, and Fresquez out front now trying to pick up a whopping 30 points tonight with that 5 from the shootout win.
Burkeen gonna look inside. No, he's gonna follow him to the berm. All
I'm surprised.
over
I
the
thought
back wheel.
that apexing that turn and tripling in was actually faster, but a lot of the fast guys are going all the way out to the berm.
Yeah, especially for someone like Fresquez who flat tracks so well.
Yeah.
Well, I was mentioning earlier when we were talking about this, I think it's just these guys, they're so unreal now at corners that they can just lay it over and almost not even let off the gas in some of the corners. So it's just more natural to them to go outside these days.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Jeremy Siebolt has moved into the 3rd spot around Jared Sidehoff. Jesse Mullins rounds out your top 5 as this battle for the lead continues to go. Fresquez into the bales just a little bit. Burkeen going to look to the outside line.
Burkeen has got to keep this thing close if he wants a chance at Fresquez. 13 laps from now. Fresquez has just been too good
15-lap
tonight.
main. Both of them quadding up in the middle of the section, double into the finish line, and over they go, putting lap number 2 in the books onto lap number 3. They're separating themselves already by about 7 seconds over your 3rd place rider, Siebolt.
It looks to me just like that Burkeen is a little bit slower in that section or 2 or so before exiting the stadium, as Fresquez is able to stretch it back out there. But Burkeen is smooth and solid everywhere else.
It very well could come down to this technical triple on. They both get it really clean that time, and then quadding into this corner smoothly for all 15 laps without blowing that berm. We've seen a lot of mistakes in that corner tonight. Fresquez slowly inching away. As Burkeen going to go a little long on the triple, loses a little bit of time into that corner. It's just those little things here and there. Burkeen actually hitting the whoops in 5th gear, just lugging the bike through him.
Back behind them, it is Siebolt and Sidehoff still going at it. A couple of 250 champions from this year. Siebolt, your 250 West champion. Sidehoff, your 250 outdoor champion. Oh, and Sidehoff is going to go over the bars in the on-offs.
So here goes Jesse Mullins going to move into the 4 spot. Nice to see him back on a Supercross track. We didn't see much of that last year by the number 9 rider who is back-to-back outdoor champ.
Yeah, and Mullins is someone I thought could have contended tonight a little bit better with these guys, but went down in that second corner scrum. So unfortunately, he's had to work his way through the field at the beginning of this race.
Now that the field is kind of set, let's do a quick check through the top 10, and we're going to make it quick because the battle for the lead could change at any moment as Tyson Fresquez leads this thing by only a 1.5 seconds over Matt Burkeen. 3rd place Siebolt, 4th place Mullins. Sidehoff looking good in the top 5. Colton Mitchell 6th. Jack Haley runs 7th. Dade Honeywell into the number 8 spot, fresh out of that LCQ. 9th is Tyler Schmidt, one of your Supercross champions in the 250 class from last year. And rounding out the top 10, the 431 of Andre Santos with pressure from Yannick Mueller. And a whole host of other riders, including Jeremy Shipley, trying to move his way forward. He's in about the 12 spot right now, and he's going to move into 11th.
Whoa! You see them split Honeywell there.
Shipley,
look at this trainer
Holden
riders.
Coate and Yannick Mueller dicing it out right now.
Man, it's amazing. All these guys, even back here, still getting that triple onto the table.
Fast pro class.
Whoa.
Holden Coate, a little mistake, gets up in the bales as he comes up short on that quad. gets into Tanner Rogers, who was in the top 5 early on in the race. Looks like Mueller has found the ground as well with a mistake.
So it spreads out a little bit more back there. Heading up front again, it is still Fresquez over Burkeen by about 2 seconds.
And the lap times kind of tell the story. A 1:15 flat from Fresquez, a 1:15.4 for Burkeen. Ever so slightly losing touch with the 21 machine out front, but who knows, they're going to be into lap traffic soon, as we are on lap 5 of 15, and that could definitely tighten things right back up. Thiebel all by himself right now in third, about 4 seconds back. Jesse Mullins trying to give chase. These guys in the top 5 are definitely established in their positions, and now they're trying to inch away.
Every single rider in the top 5 has a Race Factory Championship in the last 2 years.
A little bit of talent right here in this Open Pro class. The big hitters coming out for the SX Madness Series. Nice to see them, and nice to see them all in the same gate, warming up for that 2017 SX Series.
Man, Burkeen can't even do anything about Fresquez. Every lap, just more and more time going away from Burkeen to Fresquez at the front.
Fresquez is going to catch his first lapper right here at the end of this straightaway. He's going to start having to deal with back markers. Is that going to change his line selection up any? We will have to see. He quads on by pretty cleanly, and then a rider down. He misses him.
Burkeen's down.
Oh, Burkeen down in the 2 spot. And
Let's
Siebel
go,
is
Siebel.
going to get there.
There he goes.
Yep. So Siebel makes the pass for second. And Burkeen
Not
slides back
too
to third.
far
And Siebel
behind.
down at the end of the rhythm section.
Mullins
just
taps him,
clips
but
him.
stays up, thankfully for him. Into the bales, though, he's going to lose a little bit of time.
That might have
he's
been a
on
double
to the
fall
podium.
off for Siebel, actually. That's a triple fall off for Siebel.
All that work to get into the 2 spot and to throw it all away in one turn. So frustrating. And the way these guys are riding, it's going to be tough to make that time back. So the lead is now 15 seconds for Fresquez, and he throws down a 1:14.6 and continues to just get faster, it seems.
Yeah, there's just no way to bet against him tonight. He just looks too good. It would have had to take a bad start, I think. As soon as he got that good start, I think it was pretty much over.
Absolutely. Looking at lap times, I'm trying to see if anyone else has dipped into the 14s in the field. It does not look like it. There are some 15s in lap times buried. 1:15's buried in the field. One of them's Dade Honeywell, and another one all the way back in the 19th spot. Bryce Whelan has ran a 1:15.8, but he is buried. He's getting lapped actually by Mullins at the moment.
Just kind of taking a look back through the field at where some of our heavy hitters are. See Whelan back there. Lana and Jeremy Smith both out of the race, and it looks like Fred Heather never started the race.
The best battle on the track looks like it's the 8 and 9 spot. Andre Santos trying to get around Colton Mitchell.
Very close
And
battling
Holden
here.
Coate right there as well. Holden Coate been putting in some great rides already this evening, showing some good speed.
Santos a mistake, but Coate didn't get that rhythm section clean either, so they're both losing time now to Mitchell, who just went
And
down.
Mitchell going to get a hot dog a little early, launching himself over into the stands. Tyler Schmidt rounding out your top 10 at the moment. On the 36, looking good here in the 450 class. Yannick Mueller all over him, trying to get into that top 10.
Oh, and Schmidt, a mistake. Mueller, another mistake, and here comes Honeywell. On the inside, gonna get Schmidt. Schmidt trying to cut back under, but Honeywell gets the spot.
Position 7 right now, Shipley actually is the fastest guy on the track with a 1:15.0 last time around. So if he would have got a better start, I think he would have had a little something to say about Tyson up front.
Yeah, he's definitely coming through the pack and showed good speed in his heat race, as well as in qualifying. Shipley just trying to do some damage control right now. It's a 5-round championship series, and We got a little surprise in store for the last round that'll definitely make all these points very valuable.
It's amazing how much these races now, the start is so crucial. We didn't think that for so long in Sim because you could work your way through the field by the end, but you see Shipley tonight maybe not having a chance to battle for this win due to a bad start.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened, but Tyson dropped. He ran a 123 last lap around, so he must have gone down or something. His lead's down to 7.5.
And
Burkeen's still charging.
Yeah,
and Mullins is right there as well.
Bringing Mullins with him. So we could be closing up for a three-way battle at the front if Tyson makes another mistake, but at the very least might have a battle for second on our hands soon with Mullins closing in on Burkeen.
Seabolt's climbed back into the 4 spot, Sidehoff 5th. Haley all over him right now, who runs in the number 6 spot.
And Shipley with the fastest
right
lap
now.
of the race so far, 114.4 last time around.
Shipley's
Eighth.
On rails.
8th place, 9th place, and 10th place all in the air at the same time over the finish line jump. Santos trying to get around Holden Coat, who's all over Dade Honeywell.
Oh, going into that second corner really close.
Oh, Santos gonna get over the triple. He barely gets over, clips the back wheel. Trying to find a way around the 381 machine of Holden Coat.
Boy, that's crazy. I mean, come on. When you guys were building that line, did you ever think they were going to triple on top of that thing?
I
Oh,
made
and
it
Tyson.
to where I couldn't do it, but I thought that they could, and I can't believe that they're doing it as consistently as they are, though. These guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Tyson just had a little run-in with a lapper. Didn't actually fall off, but he lost about 5 seconds, so
Oh,
he's
wow.
only got about a 2-second lead now over Burkeen.
Yep.
Burkeen can smell blood in the water. It's Shark Week, baby.
And if these guys get together, we can't forget about Mullins still lurking back there in the 3 spot. On lap 10 of 15, so 5 laps to go.
If it was anyone else, I would say they'd probably be getting a little nervous out front and such, but Tyson always so solid and just so relaxed usually. But Burkeen definitely has to be motivated as he feels like he's closing the gap up.
Yeah, but you see right there, even when they don't hit a lapper, they can throw them off their rhythm. And luckily for Tyson, they both couldn't triple onto that tabletop.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Burkeen definitely carrying some good momentum. His style of kind of lugging the bike fits probably pretty well on this track. It's a little slicker than a lot of the tracks we ride these days that are completely like tarmac. This one honestly is stickier than I probably would like it, to be completely honest, but it still at least has a little bit of slip to it, and Burkeen lugs the bike a lot. If you hear him meaning the whoops, he's all the way up to 5th gear, for crying out loud.
We'll actually go on board now with Matt Burkeen as he is really closing in on Fresquez.
They've dropped Mullins a little bit. Mullins now 6 seconds back, so for now it's a 2-rider fight for the number 1 spot. Burkeen also getting all the way to 5th gear down that rhythm section too, so just allowing the bike to kind of float, carry momentum, and no engine braking basically is what he's taking out of the equation.
Oh,
Tyson's
Fresquez down! OJ the triple, and Burkeen finds himself out front.
A rare mistake by the 21 of Fresquez opens the door for the number 8 of Matt Burkeen. Tiger Designs rider now in the lead. He's got to deal with a lapper here down the rhythm. Lapper
Mullins into the 2
gets
spot
out
as
of the
well.
way for him. That's Devin Davis being a great lapper. Good job there by the 13 machine. Oh, Mullins is down.
Oh, no.
You might not have seen it, but Tyson actually had a little run-in with Brady Stanley after Stanley under that triple, so he's fallen back quite a ways. Although he did just get back around Mullins.
So just when we thought there was no way Fresquez could lose tonight, he's found a way to crash his way out of the lead, and Burkeen now has a pretty sizable gap at the front.
11 seconds right now for Matt Burkeen out front as we start lap number 12. Only a few to go. Again, 15 laps for this main event. Fresquez is back into second with that mistake from Mullins. Mullins in third.
Oh, about 5 laps ago, Tyson had about the same lead, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Never know
So
what can happen here.
could come
Far
unraveled
from
for
over.
Burkeen just as fast.
Jeremy Siebold, lonely 4th right now. Jared Sidehoff runs in 5th. Back in 6th now is Jeremy Shipley putting it forward, but he only ran a 124 that time around. Jack Haley is in 7th. Santos rides in the number 8 spot. 9th and 10th, dicing it out still. Dade Honeywell and Yannick Mueller with Holden Coat right there. Those guys have been in kind of a freight train battle this whole race. Probably a lot of fun. Either that or a lot of rage. Hard saying. Depends how it's going for them.
Great battling all throughout the top 10 tonight.
A whole lot of speed in the top 10 right now.
So Burkeen's going to come down onto lap 13. He's got 3 laps to go. Fresquez still charging in second, but won't get there on raw speed. He needs a mistake out of the number 8.
Only way to do it is to keep the pressure on and hope for lappers to help you out a little bit. They hindered him a little bit earlier, lost that big lead.
You know, the one thing Tyson has going for him right now is with the special format for this series, I believe he'll actually leave here with the lead if things end up just like they are.
You're right. 5 points from that shootout. So at the very least, he'll leave right now with 27 points as they run, which will be an insurmountable points tally for Burkeen on the night, even with a win. I'm not too sure Fresquez is thinking about that at the moment, though.
No, he's laying it down right now. And we all know the Tyson move is to lay his fastest lap down on the last lap. So Burkeen, no lead is safe. He's got to definitely push it. The good thing for Burkeen is he has the potential here to derail the Tyson train that everyone looked like. I mean, he looked like he had that thing going already full speed right away coming into this main event. He was just railing and, I mean, looked unstoppable until a few laps ago. So here we go across the finish.
Still hanging around in third, so Tyson can't totally throw a caution in the wind if he wants a good spot coming out of this first round.
Yeah.
We have 2 laps to go as they are on lap 14 of 15. 9.5 is the gap for the lead. Last time around, a 1:16.6 for Burkeen, a 1:15.2. Cutting about a second and a half off the lead was Tyson Fresquez. And a 1:16.4 was Mullins, so he lost a little bit of time. And makes actually another mistake right there coming back into the stadium.
I think the downfall for Burkeen could be lappers. He's coming up to a couple lappers.
And
one
they're
just got
down
from a
and
crash.
getting going.
Oh. And one of them, I believe that is Holden Coat right in front of him. So he's getting into lappers that are really fighting for positions now.
Yeah, Holden Coat is off the track right now, letting Burkeen go by, and that is the 11th place. Coat actually goes to get back on the track and goes down, unfortunately for him. These guys are going to be lapping into the top 10.
Oof. I thought he was coming up short on that triple with his body English on the triple. White flag this time by. Fresquez still really pushing it.
One to go, a 1:18.5 lap time for Burkeen. We'll see what Fresquez has, but Fresquez also has to get through a couple lappers as well with a 1:15.3. Burkeen's got a 6-second lead now. Needs to eliminate mistakes on this last lap, nail the rhythms, and he will be good to go. But that's easier said than done.
Might be key what you picked up on earlier, Wheels, is Tyson getting into Stanley after his crash, because maybe if he didn't, he would be right with Burkeen right now. But he's going to fall just a bit short as they run.
Not over till Rosie O'Donnell sings.
Burkeen opting for the safer lines. I believe that's a 67 of Whelan right behind him.
Throwing it sideways. He's feeling comfortable with a 5-second lead and 1 rhythm to go in a whoop section.
Got to get this rhythm smooth. Gets the triple in. He'll just... Oh, the quad is way over, but here it is. The number 8 of Matt Burkeen wins the Las Vegas Open, the opening round of the SX Madness Series, and Fresquez 4.6 seconds back at the end. Wow. Very close action tonight. Mullins gets the 3rd spot. I'm impressed at how well these guys rode tonight.
Jeremy Siebold, after that triple or quadruple fall-off crash, still gets a 4th place. And a nice front flip over the finish line for the 19. And Jeremy Shipley going to salvage the top 5 and showing some great speed here at round number 1. This series is far from over. Side off 6.
Shipley might be someone to watch if he could get a start. I mean, mean, man, he's going to be right in this championship with how well he came through the field tonight.
Yeah, in the last couple laps, it looks like Honeywell put in a little bit of a charge because he got out of that battle with Yannick Mueller and actually passed a couple guys up into 7th.
That's a good
For
night
sure.
for Honeywell in the end, coming through that
Yeah.
LCQ.
Absolutely, after looking like he might not even make the main event as one of your top qualifiers, to come out with a 7th still salvages a championship opportunity. Jack Haley comes across in 8th, Santos in 9th. It looks like Yannick Mueller going to be your last rider on the lead lap, and he's gonna round out your top 10 on the number 50 Connect Squad machine.
Well, that was one heck of an opening round, opening race, as we will wait for cuts to be confirmed and wrap it up here tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, everyone that tuned into the SYS TV broadcast, all the racers that turned out for round number 1. Of course, to Blake Scheinman and Michael Wheeler for hosting, Kellen Brauer for streaming, as well as all the great RF gaming sponsors, and some new ones coming on for this series. The Bentley Graphics guys designing some sweet stuff. FamiMex being our host here on Thursday nights. And then, of course, Ride365.com, Versus-PC.com, Racetech, Moto Option, all the great companies that back MX Simulator, Verb Moto, of course, as well. And we couldn't do it without all those guys. Glad to be back racing. Of course, Tiger Designs, and again, I'm probably forgetting some guys, and we're not really officially sponsoring this series, but it is part of Race Factory Gaming, and we always appreciate the support of our sponsors.
Absolutely. Wheels, I
We're
think
going to kick Fred Heather.
Yeah, get a kick on Fred Heather, and we'll get cuts. Officially your winner, Matt Burkeen.
And come in cuts. There we go.
And officially, your winner is Matt Burkeen. Fresquez and Mullins round out the podium. Siebold, Shipley, Seidhoff, Honeywell, Haley, Santos, and Mueller inside of the top 10. So that'll do it for us tonight at the opening round, the Las Vegas Open. And I hope you guys will join us next week, the Arizona Classic from the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Another awesome track setup for you guys, another awesome night of racing. Same time, same place, 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Star Systems TV, and we'll bring you guys that live qualifying again next week, so that should be fun. You guys have any last words?
No, I'm just glad we finally got this event off without a hitch, and hopefully the rest of the series goes smoothly, as well as into next year's Supercross.
Absolutely. Well, a big thanks and shout out to Michael Wheeler again for running the event, and for everybody at the Race Factory Gaming crew. Myself, Kellen Brauer here on Star Systems TV. We'll see you guys next week for the Arizona Classic.